Hey, 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 what's up, Becky? Said, oh boy, let's see where this goes. Yeah, of course, it's been repeatedly. I go live or set a live, and then oh look, EVS is live, so that definitely hurts my chances. But fuck it. I'm taking advantage of the time I got before I got to go work the next 2 days. I'm switching to night shift this month, so um, yeah, I just saw a lot going on with the Rippaverse, with comics, trying to catch up on. I got a multitude of things to read, way behind reviewing stuff, and I happened to, I think last week, maybe earlier, but I think last week got Aquila, this comic by Comic Aardvark, I think's his name, and it's a simple floppy, but I'm really impressed. I think, at least the cover I got, I'm not sure how the tiers are set. I just, like, hurried and rushed in before it was closed. I think it's closed. I don't know where to get it, um, secondary or in demand anywhere, but I was like, "Man, I'm glad I got this. This was a good book." I'm gonna show you. We're gonna before we, dig into the, questionable comic of Lunga that you might have heard about on Trashcast, this Lunga saga with the Zizadora comic and sending it twice to EVS. Uh, um, rereading it, there's a lot I think it's good in it. I'm not gonna like it's not gonna be like Alpha Core or ISOM books. It's not me explicitly shitting on it. I think I told Lunga this. I'm like, I'm not your target audience because I'm not a HP Lovecraft guy, but I think you got a lot here, but I think you could really do with like an ISOM length book to really each issue flesh out the story. I think my assumption is he's cutting some corners. Uh what do you call it? Not like time wise, but I think just budget necessities. I think he's like cut some corners to be able to make this book happen. It's my assumption. Um So we're gonna be looking at that, but first we're gonna be super positive and gush and chill for Comic Aardvark's book. Let me find him. Whoa. Oh man, got new Rippaverse updates. They're trying to just throw merch away. Oh my god. I gotta put this in my chat so I don't lose it. I'm throwing this stream together, guys, so bear with me. Bear with me. Appreciate y'all being here. So Trashcast. Very much appreciated. Eric July Drama is the new entertainment this year. It is. It just won't stop. Well, as long as comic to your expectations, better than ice on off court. Any third renders you spotted? 3D, you mean? Not that I can tell. I mean, maybe background stuff. We'll dig into it. Well, because I didn't back the campaign when it was out. I hit him up and like, hey, I'm interested. I saw it pop on Twitter, and I never got to back your book. It's possible I can like buy it through PayPal. And yeah, he got it to me quick, shipped it, and it was well shipped, standard Gemini mailer, or the equivalent. And he had his own custom Isadora tape. So like it's professional, he's quick. This is not me. I'm not gonna be crapping on him. I just think it's a bit confused, and I think it's unfortunate his attitude, you know. Um I don't know. It's one of those like I don't think EVS has garnered the need for a hopeful creative to get on his channel or get pushed or retweeted. I don't think he's garnered the commentary Lunga's given him. If he wants his help in any way, any recognition, any commentary that might be positive, get eyes on, I think he's gone about it the wrong way. I don't know. He's in that kind of Matt Jarbo camp where like he's not like full on leftist. He has some rationale, arguably, in my view, being kind of centrist conservative. But there's certain things that creatives he has to just kind of go against, and I think that really hurts him. Um, and it's not like being your own man kind of thing. I don't know. It's just he's a hard nut to crack. He's always going after Vito lately for some reason. I just think he's very uh upset, to say at least, that like things haven't panned out with him with his YouTube or his success of his books. I mean, arguably they're successful, funded, and he shipped them out, so at least broke even or had enough extra pocket change to create this stuff. But I think he had to like move on for doing issue 3, and we'll get into that. But first people, as far as expectations, I didn't know what to expect. I just saw the cover, like a chick comic, but it wasn't like just a straight booby comic like you expect on a Kickstarter. So that was fine. I don't think I'm the target audience. I'm not a Lovecraft guy, and I'm a comics novice, so I'm getting hints of like some element of like Silver Surfer with what he's doing, because like she's like a herald of some god, but there's like all these gods that are mentioned. She serves one. They have like dualities, kind of like he mentions like Christianity or something. Think of like Jesus versus God the Father. That's what I'm guessing he's going for. Again, I don't know anything about Lovecraft besides Cthulhu image wise. And Lovecraft, weirdos trying to like take control of his work because he was racist. Not just accepting the author for the time he was born. I don't know. It's just, yeah, that's my extent of knowledge. So, but yeah, first we're gonna look at Aquila. Look at this campaign. It's Aquila of the Phoenix Guard, #1, Nightmare Fuel. This is just one, like I saw a picture and it's like, hey, we're about to like close the shop or whatever. Get in while you can. I'm just like, all right. Or maybe someone pushed it. I saw someone on Twitter and it was closing. So I'm like, let me get in. So it's Aquila of the Phoenix Guard. Policing the solar system is his burden alone. 24-page sci-fi comic that's out of this world. Let's see. Let's look at this trailer. So there you go. That is the trailer. I think it's fine. This is cool artwork. It feels very metal. Let me see. What tier? Okay, so I only paid $10 for it plus shipping. So it wasn't like a pocketbook break or anything. I wish I would have got a different cover though. I think the cover I got, which is probably like the standard cover, was like, What's really shocking is, let me find the cover. The cover's fine. Let's go, let's just load. Yeah, I got this cover here. The Dean James from The Embrace. This is fine, but there's this wraparound cover. I'll say there was another cover by the interior artist. Okay, so this was from that same artist. Different art style though. But the like interior pages look like this. It's got a real shine to them, a lot of good heavy blacks. It just really stood out to me. I was reading this and I'm like, oh my god! Like, this is the thing. I think this cover. It's fine if you have an amateur cover, being first time creator, startup company, indie. It's only fine. This is beyond what's needed quality. But I think this is a real missell for what you're getting inside. You're getting way better art inside the book, so it's kind of crazy. Usually it's the opposite. They trick you with a hot cover, and then you get crap inside. This is kind of opposite. Not again, not to crap on the cover artist, but I just think it undersells this book. I was really surprised. And damn, didn't get it. Last second bid. Missed out by $1. Damn it. Anyway. Excuse me. Yeah, I was just really surprised by this book. We're about to open up and look at it. I got my camera pointing down to the book, actually, because I'm looking over his door as well. But like, this is what the art looks like inside. Look how amazing this looks. You're not quite seeing the detail because it's like getting pixelated and blurry. But oh my god, I was just like enamored by the art. Like, this is better than mainstream Marvel or DC. More so Marvel. DC is pretty good with a lot of their art. But still. Yeah, and then let me turn on my camera. Check in with you guys. Got Backy. Aquila Phoenix Guard. Is this Flash's comic? No. No, this is comic aardvark. I'm putting it here in the chat for you guys. There you go. You can click that link. Let me find my tweet so I can share you his Twitter. And if you're interested, you can possibly find his links or something to buy it. Because it's really good stuff. I'm glad I backed this. I'm glad I support this guy. This is his Twitter. I'll see if I can find a link for the company name. It's like Archangel Studios or something like that. Archangel Comics. Here we go. That's his Twitter. Let me search really quick for the company name. Let me see if I can. Yeah, and you get a little card of Rich Ayala's Aquila art, which is cool. Because he's the guy who did Roach Balls, which is a very odd, strange book. It's got like Garbage Pail Kids, like Toxic Avenger kind of art. It's very strange. It's got a lot of character to it. And they got like I can't remember who the main guy is in CG. Does like these like chibi art and stickers and like magnets. I got a little magnet too, but it fell. It's on my desk in the back room. And I'm assuming this is Dean James. Well, I think it's Elliot something. Let me see if I can find it. Elliot Rodriguez. Yeah, this poster here. You get I'm assuming this is like an 8x10 poster. Might be a little smaller. 9x12 maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's a good book, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to shill for this. Let me pull the book out and find the company name so I can. Archangel Press. That's what it is. All right, let me look this up, see if it's got a storefront. Archangel Press. Doesn't look like that's it. Archangel Press. Let me see if it's got a website inside the cover. Bear with me, people. Doing my due diligence to try to properly get you to follow this guy or check his stuff out. Yeah, damn it. Doesn't have anything. All right. Aquila. I think I found it. All right. So you'll have to contact him either to his website for the links or that Twitter I put in the chat. But here's the company. And we're going to turn the camera on and look at this comic. So you're going to have to bear with me. because it's awkward as hell. I don't have this actual setup for having the camera like over here, so I can just slip underneath. And I'm like, I got the stand in front of me, so I'm having to like work around it. All right. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me if the mic's going stretches out so far. So, hey, what's up, Ricky? If you want to pop in, hang out. I'm not sure how long we'll be streaming. We're gonna try to cover a lot. All right, so this is the cover. Aquila. Look at this art. It's all right here, but once you start flipping through seeing Aquila, like this page where it's like, fuck, bam. These guys deserve way more than just, they didn't even make 10 grand on the campaign. They made like 9 something. Look at that. I mean, I'm sure it helps being a 24-page book versus like 48 or bigger, but they deserve way more money just for the art quality. Look at this page here. Try to do this. This is how I read Alpha Quarter Rookie, by the way. We read it together. I'm holding it with the camera in front of me. If anyone knows a good setup to make or buy to have a camera from the side so I can slip underneath it and not have this in my way, please send the link my way so I can figure this out. But I just love this, man. The shine, God, it's so good. And it's cool because like the main dude baddie pops out. It's funny because he sees like this little imp come out and he's like, oh, that's not a problem. Then he sees the rest of the guys and this big dude, this black chrysanthemum looking guy pop out. He's like, fuck. My one complaint with this book, aside from like, it's kind of got standard morality, good, bad guys, and the good guy wins out, you know, but he won't take a payout really. It's just, I'm doing my job, citizen. This is what I'm supposed to do. My only real complaint with this book is how tiny the word bubbles are. This is not like a dense word comic. So that's my one complaint is like, I don't know why they made the bubbles so small. I mean, they're fine, but you kind of got to really look into it, especially some of these other pages. You got a lot of space here to fuck around with. It's all right if you get some bubble over this dude's hat. It's not necessary to see his hat. We already have continuity from other pages to understand he's wearing a hat. So, or like here, I would have maybe put the words this way instead of bleeding into the other panel. So I'm not a stickler about panel breaks, whatever, but I don't know. That's just something I noticed that like maybe I'm picking up on. It's funny though, because some of the dialogue is corny in a good way, to my opinion, a good way. Because once in a while I'll dabble reading old comics, and damn, right back where I started. I'm trying to find. There's this good dialogue here earlier that just got me, or it's like this is so corny and I love it. Because I've read a little bit of Peter David's Hulk when he was with McFarlane when McFarlane first popped on the scene. And it's got some of these like corny dialogue. It's like, no, it is you, villain, who has failed to understand, you know, this kind of lame back and forth, melodramatic. I kind of miss that. People take the comics a little too serious now. And they can't have fun with like the melodrama. Damn it. It's only 200 pages, so I'm trying to figure out where it was. I think it's here. Let me see. But essentially, he foils these like hoodlums at this gas station outside of Saturn. And the guy's like, how can I repay you? He's like, well, let me top off your fuel at least. He's like, cool. And then it's like, what the? Hey, you gave me nightmare fuel. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, this is a big problem. And then that guy, the gas station owner's shop blows up. He's like, hey, I didn't know. I swear. I'm sorry. Like, clearly he blew up his own car. So he didn't know. But yeah. And then he's like, well, you better tell me where these shipments are coming from. He's like, all right. It's from this guy. He should be coming any day, any minute now. And then he pops up. and he pops up, and Aquila has to deal with it on his own. Never really reading any Nova Corps. I maybe read like one issue of like the post. I can't remember what they called the era of Marvel about 6 years ago. Like he had all new, all different with a lot of woke shit, like Asian Hulk, Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. I think that's her name. I'm always unsure because of Kamala Harris. I'm like, is it Kamala Khan? Is that the name? But yeah, they pop up, and it turns out there's like this giant squid monster on board that feeds on this like ink. It's like a milk for them. And that's where the nightmare fuel is from, but it's like highly combustible. It's not really, it's too volatile for normal engines. And that becomes like a weapon to vanquish this fucking squid thing. It's a problem. And on accident, the bad guy. So here it is. The Black Chrysanthemum guy, I can't remember his name, he says that. Keep your claws off my Villamari, bird brain. He says, ersatz, get off your life's in danger if you stay here. And he's like, it's you who's in danger, featherhead. Yes. Lame, corny, old style dialogue. I genuinely love it. It's not me like crapping on them. I legitimately love this kind of stuff. So I like the first Cyber Frog. They're doing this like kind of montage of rebooting, recapturing the 90s Cyber Frog into the current storyline of Philadelphia being captured by the Vespas when he wakes up 20 years after his hibernation. Yeah, and this is what came in the back. Got a trading card. Got this Elliot Rodriguez piece. They're fine. Let me see. That's Rich Ayala's piece on a little trading card. I guess check the back, see what it is. I really don't give a fuck about trading cards. I mean, it's cool to have like a small piece of art, but just send me like a postcard at that point. It's cool. It's got the artist's name and I guess the name of the piece, but I just don't get the point of trading cards versus like, if you're trying to do smaller pieces of art, less expensive to produce, just do a postcard. I don't know, like Super Plumber Sisters from Tyler. They did that, and I really like that. But yeah, let me put this comic up, and we'll start looking into Isadora's campaign and try to get our heads around what this book's about. And then we'll try to dig in some Rippaverse and whatnot. What's some new news with the Rippaverse? It's I'm so glad I'm going to start my membership tomorrow with Rippaverse so I can get in and watch all their stupid crap and find little nuggets that Katie might miss. So yeah, this is the Isadora. This is the 2-issue collector's edition. Isadora. Okay, I spelled it wrong when I was searching for it. But yeah, it's Isadora and the Immortal Chains. As you'll see when we dig into this, I think the real problem is he's got just too much with the page count he's funded. I think he made a book within his means. And again, I think I saw him length is not a problem. It's like, what are you giving me with the time you've put in, the page count you've put in? So let's find this campaign, dig into it before we look into the book itself. Chicken in really good. Catching up with someone really quick. All right, Isadora. This is the first campaign. Let's present this. Wait, why'd you call me Little Angus? Isadora. All right, here we go. So, a Lovecraftian comic. A woman as herald to the king in yellow is now free to exert her will and power to aid humanity from the old ones. All right, so keep that in mind. It's pitched as like this is her book, but it feels, as you see, especially in issue 2, that it's actually splitting right off the bat. We don't really know who this chick is, so it's like, I think, again, he needs more pages. But yeah, he made 123 backers. So that's not bad. At $4,500, so he made a little over the goal. Let me see. He had a PDF version, and then he had a standard $10 piece. So he had 5 and 10. Seems those were the most backers, of course. And then he just like went from 10 to bam, 25, throwing in his novel he did before this. So and then I think he did different cover stuff. So he's got trading cards. Again, I think that's a distraction as a creator. If you're not making a lot of money, then don't worry about fucking trading cards. But this is brought Kickstarter versus Indiegogo's. Kickstarter is way more about like variants and perks versus just the straight book. There's a lot of trash with hot covers. There's a lot of stuff where I click on like, what is that? And then I look at the interior art and I'm like, fuck no. You think I'm buying that shit? I'll say this, both issues are totally fine for the funding he got, aside from whatever money he himself put into it. So I think, yeah, he's way exceeding expectation for like a girl comic that he's got. All right. So, born in ancient Pompeii, Isadora was to die in the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. However, a chance encounter saved her from doom, replaced with eternal and supernatural servitude to the being known as the King in Yellow, bound in the immortal chains to forever be as herald and keeper of the yellow sign. Her mission to enrapture souls with the sign, souls to trap forever in dim, lost Carcosa. After 2,000 years, she found a way to place her king in yellow in eternal slumber. Now she does as she pleases. So, this is disappointing. I never actually read this, so it's like, that would have been way cooler to like at least have like a montage of a couple pages to see that. Again, he needs more pages. I think he just should have like waited, put more money into this, and made a bigger comic. After 20 years, she found a way to place her Yellow King in Eternal Slumber. Now she does as she pleases. Powers the old ones is hers, not to only punish Loki, but also save humanity from itself and perhaps regain her humanity along the way. Okay, so that's not a bad idea. Coming off my successful Kickstarter campaign and first published fantasy novel, Souls of Magic's Dawn, I now wish to write in another medium that has been a lifelong passion of my comics. Isadora and the Immortal Chains is in a genre I call a Lovecraftian dark hero verse. Think Silver Surfer meets Constantine meets Lovecraftian horror. Planned to be a series of comics Isadora and the Immortal Chains is built upon the foundations of Lovecraftian mythos and superheroism. It's to kick off a series of beautiful 24-page comic. It's beautiful and haunting art of Alper Getchil. Something, I don't know. I think this one artist is from, Getchil's from Turkey. Well, that's cool. So this is what some of the art looks like. I think issue 2 does way better art-wise, but this is fine. You can totally see this in like a Image or Dark Horse comic, so it's serviceable art. It's nothing like a lot of Kickstarter art that's just straight trash, a lot of digital wonky flat faces, and so he's got some stuff working for him, especially for this budget. So again, giving credit where it's due. It's a mixed bag. But yeah, let's look at it. Let me stop the screen. All right, so we'll start digging into it. Go over this. All right, so I'm in an awkward position, trying to zip this in a bit before we dig in. Oh my god, this is awkward as hell. I definitely need a better setup for showing books. All right, Isadora. So he's got a good page here. He's got it signed. You got a lot of info for his company, Rubicon Comics. It's registered. Yeah, he's got a good like layout here of like this is who all is part of this. It's nice and concise and clean. One thing I hate about like DC or Marvel, sometimes you got to like read a couple pages in to find the credits of people, see what else they've done, and it's like blended in. But you get this good opening page, a couple pages, kind of like understand her perception. So it says, humans never change. This is a city like any other on Earth, like any other throughout time. People go about their busyness, completely oblivious to the plight of their feudal. What the hell does that say? Fellow man. Sorry, this font. They give her a different font. See, ambivalent to their trials, unless it intrigues one of their lives, unless it inconveniences them. That is. This is not a lie. I strive to speak the truth to them. A bonus in this, my third day of freedom from my liege, the king in yellow. So I was like, okay. And yeah, so she's talking about Rome. So she comes from like Roman times somehow. She already got like a mystery of like, who is this chick? How is she alive for all this time? It's probably tied to her mentioning this god. And then we get, there is this like criminal and he's like seeing a monster. All right. And it's all because somehow she is making him see this, tells him to like kill the lady. He does. And then she tells him to kill himself. And it's like, all right. And so you learn to understand this is about they were pimping out their daughter apparently to get high. And so she hides somehow with her power to be like invisible to people's eyes. But so she does something to let the CPS know to the kids at the neighbors. But like that monster she was projecting in the mind of that guy, it's like, well, there's actually real monsters. And that people don't see. And they're like, oh, how does a human see us? And it's like, oh no, she's got the power. She got the power of the Yellow King. Ah. And then she like lights their asses on fire. So I was like, all right, he's got some good stuff going on here. You seem like you're not getting, like, I don't know. I'm conflicted of like, I like this mystery where there's more to tell of her past and get into that in a later date. But given the frequency, the time it takes to make an indie book, I would have just like saved my money and went full bore, give you that origin of her, or include the origin maybe later in the book after you kind of meet her. So again, that's my main thing with this is I think he needs more pages. On top of it not being like style I'm interested in as far as story. She's like, fuck, it was close. And then she like senses something. She's empath, and she senses like the servants of like an enemy god. And she finds them at a warehouse. We love warehouses, don't we? And we're trying to do some ritual, and she foils them. And they're like, hey, fuck you. Well, it turns out the cops somehow saw a flash of her when she allowed that little girl to see her. She gave her like a wink, like, I got you covered, kid. The cop that came saw her and followed somehow the trail, caught up to her, and she takes hold of this yellow pendant thing that should be beyond human ability. And turns out like this should be killing her or hurting her, but somehow it's not. And so it's like, whoa, who is this girl? It's interesting because this is again something I think undercuts the flow of the book is again the page count. I just can't hammer that enough. This book needs more pages because he's got a lot of stuff going on. I'll try to read this. I say try because I'm like having to pull it close to me, but it's blurring it for y'all. My power of empath never fails me. That smell I mentioned, the smell attached points to Shub. Shub is this enemy god. The cultists of Shub Nagurath reek of mold and decay like rotting leaves and forest debris. It seems all is and they're saying like the stuff, and she's like, as I had surmised, they plot to open a gate to the netherworld to awaken Shub and allow her entry to the earth. So this must be like some sort of like death or hell god, um some void god. Think of like that tentacle thing from in space and Hellboy. Goffin Goffin Hoopogd, the favored ones of Shub, fierce satyrs granted immortality, one of the 1,000 young. Perhaps it is appealing to the power hungry. This is the lie they believe, that their fealty matters, that they matter, but they won't be on. There won't be an earth left for them to enjoy if Shub is awakened. I won't let that happen. Here is where I will stop them. Then I wait and confront Tiog in 3 days' time. So there's a grand fight that's coming. I can't remember if Tiog is supposed to be like the duality of the Yellow King she serves or not, if it's a third god. So there's a lot of info. It gets kind of like it's blurred. That's like for me, my comprehension problem. Where it's like, what is the focus? Like, all right, you got Yellow King, and then you got Shub, her servants, and you got Isidore as a herald of the Yellow King, but for some reason she's put the king to sleep, slumber. And then I had to learn that from I don't think she mentions that in here. You had to learn that from the campaign, so that's a bit confusing. What is this? The detective from the apartment. What is she doing here? She can't be here. They'll kill her. I can't. And so that's what she intervenes. And the girl takes the pendant, and then this guy pops up. And it's like, what the hell? And he is Nyarl Othotep. Another thing, I don't know if I've read a little bit Alan Moore's Promethea. I think that's the book. I think he's got Province and Promethea. I've read a little bit of Promethea. I like it, but I feel like possibly he's pulling from that as well. Oh, shit. Again, this is awkward as hell to do. So that's issue 1. Now issue 2. This is, I think, the main covers. Sorry, I got to show it at an angle. Maybe I can turn this up. Maybe that'll be better. Maybe that helps a bit. It's not a bad cover, especially for $4,000 campaign. It's not a bad cover. It's kind of anime-ish. But yeah, so you got this man in black suit. He is also a herald. Yeah, and I think the art is different in the second book, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see in the credits. No, it says this is the collector's 2-issue set. So, okay, it did. Let's see, logo. Nope, it says Alper did them both. I don't know. I feel like the art's different in this next book. Maybe he did a different technique or something. I don't know. It's just standing out to me. But I'm assuming this is like the duality of this herald, or if that maybe represents the god that he serves. It's one thing I don't like is when Isadora talks, the font and whatnot for her commentary, the bubbles are different. Maybe this is more of an improvement for Lunga in his view, but I think it looked better in the first book. But the art's better in the second book. Essentially, he's like, I think we should go somewhere else. So he transports them to his place, and he wastes a whole page talking about, I really like cognac. And I'm assuming maybe something like the balance of it in the abstract connoisseur way reflects something about like, this is why we're at odds, because you're doing your own shit instead of you're meddling with other gods' affairs. And so they're arguing and stuff, and then the girl comes up, and they're curious as to why she can intervene or lay hands on like the pendant, the yellow pendant. And then we cut to her having a dream while she's in a slumber spell from Isadora. And it's like somehow she's in this like I don't know, world between worlds kind of time continuum thing, and she's engaging the spirit of an ancestor who was a keeper of this power or some shit. And it's kind of cool idea. It's just kind of funny. Besides like the bad like henchman priest guys, you only get like this one man, and it's like a bunch of women. This could arguably be wokeness. You could argue. I'm not saying that, but it's just like, man, it's a lot of chicks, no guys. It's kind of action comic. The one guy is just like standing around drinking cognac. But essentially, she has. You find out that the detective has a lineage from Africa, from this tribe, and that probably from slavery, when they came to the New World, they lost the lineage, and so she's like bridging the gap by coming in contact with Isadora and this pendant. So I'm assuming they might be at odds, because she is this herald that's trying to be independent from her god that she's a herald of, and there's this girl that could use her pendant. So it ends with her waking up. It's supposed to be continuing in issue 3, but it seems Lunga's just dropped this for the time being. And then the rest of the book is the other covers that were available. This is from issue 1. I think it looks pretty good. I think this one looks better than the other one with all the mess. Let me see. Nope, close. Yeah, I think the other one, this one's just kind of like too much. What's the focus? My eyes are first drawn up here, and then I kind of work my way down. Maybe that was okay with Lunga, but I don't know. It's not quite a focused cover. You want a cover that takes you in the center and then makes you start like spiraling out. Let's look at the other covers. This is main artist. Doesn't look great. This one's cool. It's like a magic card or something being like this. And then this one's got like more like a J. Scott thing going on. This one I think should be like your moneymaker. This one to be pushing the most. Although the fucks up with their fingers. It's like all this details in her face and body, and then fucking cobblepot hands. And then what's up with her feet? What is that? What is going on here? So it's definitely a mixed bag with this cover, because but it works because you're sucked into the center of it with the chick up and down, and then you kind of go out and you're like, wait a minute, what is that? And we got this 2-page. Assuming this is like a wraparound of that one cover that we looked at earlier for issue. I guess it's issue 2. And then this is, I guess, a wraparound. It's supposed to be Vic King. It's all right. Definitely amateur. But fuck, man. Vic really fucked up that face. Look at that eye. All right. Jesus. And yeah, he put in this ad twice. He should have worked on his PDF, combining these two, because he has this already in issue 2. So he literally just wasted more printing, more ink or whatever. But it's from Rubicon Comics, Lunga. That's his book. I've had it for a while. I thought about sending this to Vito to review, given that Lunga keeps attacking him. But Yeah, again, mixed bag. I think he's got a lot here, actually. I would like to see this continue, see what the full story is, but I think he's missing out on page count, unfortunately. So that is Lunga's book. Had to get my review in before EVS did, if he hasn't already on Trashcast. I know the people have paid him. All right, we're gonna get into some Rippaverse. Let me fix my microphone and whatnot. We're gonna analyze a few things. I just saw this from Scotched Earth. Come on. So we got a couple things to look at. All right, so let me present this. Get rid of that. Scott sure says, this makes no sense. Why unload all the Ira merch at a deep discount when the Ira campaign hasn't even started? Unless the Ira is being canceled or they know it will bomb. That's actually, wow, this is crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Yaira's coming out, man. Yaira's coming out and he's like offloading Ciara poster, 67% off. Isom shirt, his flagship character, $8, 73% off. Yaira shirt for 73% off. And Rippaverse shirt, 73% off. What is happening? Uh-oh. And this other post, we're going to look at what the comments are in here. Oh, gulp. Rippaverse wiki, you idiot. Says, you act like these discounts are new. They've been discounted for a long time. Oh, I love Rippaverse wiki. What an idiot. Just business seems like a joke. Oh, someone made a fake ISOM page. All right, so it says, this is what it is that it is, Yaira. I can't allow some white chick's book to outsell mine, so now I gotta murder you like I did those bouncers. Nothing personal, kid, just business. My book is not late, Avery. Eric is just running double filters over the 3DSs to hide them better this time. Good job. Very contextual. I like it. I like it. All right. Now let's look at this other thing. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Here we go. Presenting. Yeah, let me make sure that's right. All right. So Rippaverse says our team recently had the pleasure of hosting Mark from Comic Books for Kids at Rippaverse HQ. It was a treat for the team to meet and chat with the man who was doing a lot of good. We plan to look forward to partnering more with CB4K in the future. Oh my god, yes. Give them an Alpha Core. Actually, Alpha Core would be more appropriate than fucking ISOM. Excuse me, I had to hydrate. Let's see. So look at this guy. Let's look at Mark. So old Mark here. He's at the warehouse. You got all these fucking long boxes, it seems. It's full of inventory, pre-packaged, I'm guessing. Jesus Christ. Look at how many just say A90. I'm assuming that means like that is an identifier for one book. That's my guess. Look how much they got of one book. It's probably the standard ISOM cover C trash cover where he's running from Alpha Core or like falling over. But Look at these guys. I think this is Caro Brown, the supposedly non-binary hire of the Rippaverse. It's just weird that they're doing this photo op with a charity guy, I guess, to like look good at their warehouse. And like they're having a meeting. Carol looks uninterested as fuck. Look how boring. Look how lifeless this fucking. This should be full. This is a meeting room for, you assume, like guests, possible people like partner up with or get them on the team to make, these amazing independent comics that are attacking, dismantling Marvel and DC. And there's like nothing along besides this whiteboard to write dumb shit. Let's see if we can read it. Rippaverse panel. So this was early in the month during MegaCon. This was weeks ago. Unless they just have not done any business in this room for almost a month now. Let's see what else we got here. Is this a new ad for Eric's wife's merch, her Etsy store? And then is this the bass player, like CFO or whatever? Look at this. Is he not wearing socks? Oh my god. Disgusting. All right. And like, what is this? Look at this photo op. Here's the thing. Look at all these fucking posters. These are all, there's like that weird ISON poster where you're looking like down, like the camera's above his head at a weird angle. This is probably, yeah. It's like, what is this photo op? This is so weird. And here's Kara just like uninterested while these two idiots are like, yeah, we got like 50,000 copies of this book. So we got plenty to sell for people to give to you. That was just funny. But it was, I saw this from this People with Issues idiot. Says, wait a minute, didn't Comicsgate and all those Dick Masterson Vito folks tell me that Eric July Comics for Kids was a scam? I can't believe they would be wrong about that. They all seem like such smart people. How? This is what I said. How does this prove or disprove anything? We're seeing Rippa's warehouse overflowing with merch he can't move, which we speculate was what the charity was for, to offload overstock. You see that giant? That's got to be like 1,000+ posters. Oh my god, idiots. Let me see. I feel like there was something else. Let me scroll really quick. Let me look around. There's been some new stuff. I thought about maybe covering the. I'll wait for that. Covering the Finatra. I guess that's what the CG slumlords are. EVS is over there. Apparently, Young Clippa was over there. Tony, I saw him live when he went on. It is a shit show, and it seems like these old, long time guard guys might just be jealous of like new blood getting noticed without the such in-depth work, arguably. But oh my god, these people. Yeah, let me scroll around really quick. Let me see what else I had to cover. I might save it for later. But interesting, actually. Let me see. No, it's not that one. There is a I know. Let me go to my channel. I'm in contact with someone that will have a new comic coming out. They've scrolling on scrolling on Kickstarter for cool stuff, and of course they got lots of booby comics. Somehow I found this one, I think, through Facebook, and I'm like, oh man, hit me up. We got a stream, man. Love to promote this. And he seems game. Oh, It's launching Tuesday. Actually, I gotta hit up Chris Fisk, see if he's down. Bear with me. Where are you? I'm not sure when he's launching though, so I'll hold off actually. But let me see if I can find the name of this so I can show it to y'all. Ah, okay. Hell on Heels Kickstarter. Sounds kind of fun. This initial pitch. Let me share it to y'all. Just gotta find my StreamYard. I lost it. Where am I? There we go. All right, let me present this to y'all. All right, it's called Hell on Hills by Daniel Martinez. So he has created something else. Let me see what else he's done. So he did some sort of called crime books called No Contest. MMA boxing meets Law and Order. What the fuck? That sounds cool. It's a fucking wacky idea. Oh man. Do you like a Daredevil? Oh, so he did a homage to Daredevil. That's cool. So I guess this is a real criminal defense lawyer, Daniel Martinez, Esquire, criminal defense lawyer based out of Palm Bay, Florida. He is best known as the fight lawyer for no reasons. He's willingness to fight for his clients in and out of court. So moonlighting as an amateur in his roster of clients, which includes numerous superstars of boxing and MMA. And if that doesn't convince you, check out his world-class boxing MMA gym, conveniently located next to the law offices of Daniel Martinez. Daniel is a defender of the people, fierce advocate, amateur fighter, later becoming a professional. Join him as he helps fighters find vindication. So you got an actual lawyer who is making comics. That's fucking cool, man. The law is awesome. It looks like a serviceable comic. Not quite as good at art as Isadora, but I don't know what his budget is, but his funding $3,400. He did a little better than his goal on this 2-issue one. Let me see the first one, how he did. Yeah, so he did a couple grand. So he's doing this on a budget, probably paying more into it than he made, which is good, good to be able to do that. That's a fun idea. Okay, so this one is he's doing a booby comic. And it's got some good covers. Don't know how the art will be. I know this one is a cover for sure on the far right. It's nice. It's nice. It's got a nice appeal. Lots of assets on the pages. I think a lot of people are going to go for this one on the left, though. It's more outright. But I like this one on the right. It says, Meet the Storm Sisters. It's American Psycho meets the Kardashians. The creator brought you No Contest 1 and 2. I like this. Let me see if we can find a better cover for y'all. Hell on Heels comic. See who this artist is. Okay. This is the cover artist. Not bad. don't know if he's done any professional. So this is a guy that's coming from the No Contest campaign. Nice. I don't know if he's coloring this, but I don't think the colors are quite working with most of his work, but his art's not bad. Looks like it's digital though. Digital always feels a little like less. Most people can't make digital art as like immersive as on paper, so but it's more efficient as an artist, I'm assuming, making digital, so way easier to make corrections. It's pro and con. So y'all are saying. Angus horny on main again? What do you mean? Talking about me sharing the comic? That's just the reminder page for it's launching Tuesday. Actually, fuck. Let me get you the link. Hell. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me, but I was talking. This guy's done 2 other small comics. It's the pitches. It's Law and Order meets the MMA fighting. So this is the comic, and I'll bring it back up if you didn't see it. This launches Tuesday. So this guy is experienced, but he's also an actual lawyer. He's a criminal defense attorney out of Florida who also has a gym and has done amateur fighting. So I found his channel. I don't know. Let me minimize this. Let me look at his channel. I don't think he's got anything else. Okay, so he's got. Yeah, unfortunately, this guy has not like had any real like coverage on his channel. He's got, his first video 4 years ago, Attorney Martinez boxing. He's got 200 views on it. Look at his lives. Yeah, this guy hasn't done much for YouTube because he's doing real fighting and attorney work, so that's understandable. But it sounds like a no nonsense kind of guy that could be a cool Kickstarter that is at least adjacent with Comicsgate, if not in the mix with us. It's my hope. It's my interest. Stony, you want to blink? You want to come in? I don't know if we've ever talked on stream, but I would be down. I got too many links open. I'm trying to clear out some stuff. Get rid of that. Oh, this might have been why some shit was going slow. I didn't realize. Oh, thank God. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. There's this one guy. I found his page and I'm like, where the fuck is this? I don't remember exiting out. Shit. All right, let me get out of this account. Excuse me. Things out of here. Trying to find some stuff I can get rid of. All right, get rid of that one. Nice. No, I won a few comics today. I don't know if you saw Stony, but I got whatchamacallit, Nicholas McHugh. He's a member. He won the oh, what do you call it? Okay, good. I get rid of that tab. Trying to find the damn the original tab. I'm streaming, y'all. Okay, found it. Oh, cool. You want to come in? Awesome. Let me present or no, invite you. Here we go. There you go, bud. You can hop in. Chitty chat. Because I know you do some stuff and we're going to share it. Well, clearly I can't, but I don't know if you actually plan to do like a real comic at some point, or if you just do a couple panels. But nice. Just so much going on. Okay, I guess we'll have to look a little at this stuff. All right, Hey, what's up, George?
Cool. You back the Isadora campaign.
Yeah.
Do you have all the tchotchkes, the posters, trading cards, all that stuff?
No, I hit Lunga up because I just saw him pop up on Twitter one day, and I'm like, "Hey, can I back your campaign? Or like, can I buy the book direct from you?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got a collected edition," and so I got it.
Oh, you didn't get the trading card. You didn't get the art stuff like that. Nothing.
And I just got the book. I don't really care for the other crap.
Oh, okay.
No, I really hate trading cards. Like, okay, here's the thing that's shocking though. So, like, I get trading cards in a campaign, and I'm just like, what the fuck do I do with this? And so I'm always like moving it from different like drawers of like, where do I put this? What am I doing with it? You know what Rookie does? Rookie just throws it away. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't care about trading cards, but they're like maybe worth something to someone, or I can give them to someone someday in CG. Phantom Menace might be interested, if we ever meet. So I hold on to them for someone else maybe in the future. This guy just throws them away. I'm like, what are you? You've sent me shit before. Why didn't you just send me it? Because at least I'll stockpile it for someone. Oh my god. So yeah, that just really blew my mind. Like, Rookie's so frustrating as a nerd. We've had these talks. So it's not me like shitting behind his back. He like I showed him the Tales of the Jedi, Star Wars, the new cartoon, and he really loved the Dooku stuff in the middle. Because we like great characters like that. And so I got him the Star Wars Unleashed Dooku, where he's like lightning from his hand, got his lightsaber drawn. And he's like, I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, you stick it on your wall like a poster. And he's like, no. And I'm like, what? Oh my god. He does not value collecting at all.
Oh, geez. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, it's frustrating because like I'll go to a store or a thrift shop or a comic store, and I'm like, oh man, I'd love to get Ricky. And I'm like, well, no, that'd be a fucking waste of money because he would just put it in his closet or under his fucking bed or something. Not because he's like overstocked with like, I got too much to display. It's just he won't do it. He won't tack up a toy on his wall. It's just like,
well then share my screen. I think you're gonna like this.
I mean, I see already, but yeah, I'll solo layout you.
No, not me.
No, sorry, I didn't see.
No, I'm hideous. No, don't look at me. Look at my shirt.
Okay.
Okay, so this is one of 3 Isadora trading cards. And this is part 1 of the cards.
Okay, looks good.
This is part 2 of the cards.
No way.
Yes, and this is part 3.
So how do they fit together?
I'll show you. And also, this is an illustration I did for his campaign. One of the posters that they're getting.
Okay.
And this is what the trading card set looks like.
Oh, all right. So, wait. So I'm confused because it's like at the Isadora cover, but then what is Joe King? Are you and Isadora fighting?
Yes,
Cthulhu?
we're fighting the demons that are coming out of the book.
Okay. All right. That's fun.
Yeah. This
I don't
happened a long time ago.
I don't know if so are y'all like, were y'all the original fulfillment, or was
this is part of the original fulfillment?
Okay. Yeah, no, like I don't know how you feel about Isadora, but EVS is going to review it because it keeps bothering him.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah, I got it, and I messaged him after I read it. I'm like, I am not going to review this because I don't think I'm your target audience. because it's like Lovecraftian. It's like it feels like he's pulling a lot from that, and I don't know shit about it. I don't really give a fuck about Lovecraft. It's fine, people like it, but it's just not something I'm interested in. But he's such an ass with like Vito and stuff, where he like just keeps antagonizing for no reason instead of like maybe making an ally out of him. Like they're both on the left.
It's the internet. It's the internet.
Sure, but it's like
people are gonna shit on you. People are gonna love you. At the end of the day, it's gonna be forgotten. Literally, it's gonna be forgotten because tomorrow is a new drama coming in. Remember, no one can keep their attention more than 15 seconds on average.
Yeah. So what, you didn't see my review in the first like part of the stream?
I saw what you did. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. How'd you feel about the books?
I forgot what you we're talking about.
Oh, it's about the Isadora book. I see what you did there. No, honestly, it's not bad. I think it's just it needs way more pages.
I liked it. Yeah. I thought the same thing. It's like it was short, but you know, it was fun. It was fun for me to look at, to read. That's why I helped out with his campaign and did some stuff like that. It was fun.
No, yeah, I don't think he's doing himself any favors, and I don't know. He's just his commentary about like, well, this YouTube's just for fun or whatever. It's a hobby, and it's like it's fine if you have your own work, and this is like a side thing that maybe could take off and
your
job, but
it takes a lot of money for Lunga to keep his purple hair purple. So he must have an awesome day job,
Yeah. No, it's just I go back with Lunga back to like what 2019, 2018, whenever like the Greg Council thing was popping up, and I'm like, hell yeah, man! Like I'm a fan of this, but I feel like we're really missing out on when there's opportunity to like really make an impact on Star Wars fandom and the extending other variants of fandom that intermingle. So I really like the idea of the Greg Council and stuff, and I think Josh really like realized how much he was like biting off more than he could chew. And so he just kind of dropped it, and Lunga became like the took up the mantle, or the baton, whatever. But he's just, I don't know, he's such an unnecessarily antagonistic guy with everybody, and he's not doing it in any way that like garners him any good favor or good attention. It's just like, oh, look at it's just everyone's just gonna go laugh at, oh, there's a purple hair weirdo, Yeah, it's not that I'm CG. I love EVS, Trashcast, and all this, and hate Eric July. No, like schlub or whatever. I'm not afraid of controversy and drama being attached to yourself. It's just,
guys, like I said, it's gonna be forgotten. End of the week, something else is gonna come in. It's all. If you take it too seriously, you're toast.
Yeah, it's probably right. Yeah. But yes, don't even get a douche. Unmute yourself, man. Get in here. Talk.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
I'm jumping. Thank you so much for having me on.
Oh, yeah, I see how it is. As soon as I start talking, you want to bail.
Yeah, man. It's like I'm looking at your avatar. It's hideous. Look at it.
All right, listen here, you little shit.
Wait, why don't you have like a zoomed in of like one of your like characters?
I'm going to. I just need to set up a proper account. Right now I'm doing the guest one because this was on such short notice.
Yeah.
Like, besides, the characters I use might not be safe for YouTube.
That's why I said zoomed in to like the face or something, or like
fair enough.
Oh yeah. But yeah, well, so what'd you think of let me share it again, Hell on Heels?
Well, unfortunately, I only caught the tail end of this discussion. However, I do like ass. So.
Yeah, I'm going for this cover when it comes out. I mean, I do like this one too, but
I mean, they all look good, but I think the one on the right is the most distinct. Yeah, the others look more like generic action movie type stuff.
Well, this one looks like a Xenoscope cover. I mean, they all do, but I think this one has like the most going.
Yeah, and detailed. There's this obviously a city in the background instead of an empty void.
Well, it looks like a temple actually, or like a mansion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see the pillars?
Well, I can see that, but on the right there, those yellow parts kind of looks like the lettering you would have on the side of a building.
Yeah. But the pitch is Meet the Storm Sisters. It's American Psycho meets the Kardashians from the creators that brought you No Contest 1 and 2. And I didn't actually click on this guy because I figured this was his first campaign. So I didn't click on his creator page because I'm going Kickstarter a lot, but I'm trying to like do more effort again to bring back Mascator Presents and hang out with Chris Fisk every Tuesday when possible and promote people. Like I had to shill for Aquila because it was something that just came under the radar for me. I saw it tweeted by someone like, hey, get it before it's gone. And so I got it and I finally read it. It came like last week and I'm like, fuck, dude, this is a good comic. This is fun. It's simple. The art is way better than what the cover lets on, man. I think, oh man, it's such a disservice, honestly. Normally, you get a great cover artist for something and then it's whatever. Could be great shit inside, like Dave Finch, Roquefort or something, or it could be dog shit, digital, whatever, like genderqueer or something. But dude, this art inside is amazing. It's better than Marvel shit, And I like new Marvel stuff mostly,
I mean, to be fair, better than Marvel isn't really a high bar.
But yeah, I didn't realize. So this guy's 2 comics. One is called No Contest 1 and 2, and the pitch is Law and Order meets MMA or boxing.
All right, that sounds badass.
He is an actual criminal defense attorney out of Florida, and he has a gym, and he's an amateur fighter. So I'm going to try to get this guy in on CG, man. Try to get him in with the fold, Sounds
well,
like
good luck with that. All I've got to say is try not to get embroiled in drama again immediately.
Wait. What do you mean?
Oh, come on. Comicsgate is every other day there's a new drama, new Civil War. It's exciting and all, but we don't want to drag someone into that and then have them immediately burn out.
Yeah, but I'm always on the hunt for artists, but potential artists once I get the funding from Mascator.
Fair enough.
And so I was on Facebook and I scrolled and I saw like someone share this, or maybe I clicked on an account of an artist and I saw like this was like the first post or newest post. So I'm like, what is this? And it's like Hell on Heels. And I clicked on the thing. American Psycho meets Kardashians. Like, okay, it's from the 20 minutes I watched American Psycho 2, it sounds like that's kind of what they were trying to do, but just failed in every way.
As long as there's titties, I'm happy.
Yeah. But yeah, I was curious. So like your stuff, I'm not going to share it unless you want me to share it, but
it's not that I'm opposed to sharing it. It's that most of it is
pornographic. I just meant your link. So. I just meant like your links. I don't want to like dox who you are with the account unrelated.
By all means, do feel free to share. Okay. I don't mind people knowing. It's just that again, YouTube is weird about stuff.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's to say the least. I'm pretty sure even Rumble would not allow you to share that. I don't know.
I don't know. I've seen some crazy shit over on Rumble.
I never go on Rumble. I only go if like someone I know from YouTube or Twitter is like,
yes, right, and I've followed several people over there from YouTube, but
it seems like people don't like the platform. Like it sucks. So
it was good at first, but there have been some lingering issues that have become more and more pronounced, like constantly going down for maintenance, issues with the chat, difficulty with monetization, aside from, the people that they've specifically given contracts. So,
yeah.
Again, every platform has its problems, but... Oh, and supposedly Rumble might be deliberately inflating people's numbers, which is illegal.
Wait, what's illegal?
Artificially inflating numbers. It's a deceptive advertising thing.
Oh, that's like some stock exchange type stuff, right?
Kinda.
Kind of like insider trading. It's within like that. Legally, I'm assuming it's within like that window of law and business fraud.
It falls under fraud and business stuff, yes.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not making any official accusations, but
go
rumors
right
and
ahead.
people that have been digging into stuff.
No, please do make unwarranted accusations.
All right, I'm here to make a declaration. Vito is a bitch-ass motherfucker.
What? How can you hate Vito?
Honestly, I don't hate him. He's just a contrarian, and I find it amusing.
Well, I legitimately love Vito. I think, the people can't accept the value of someone like him. Where like he's clearly mostly left, but he's in that Bill Maher kind of left where he's like kind of rational, even though at the end of the day he's gonna get like stuck having to like accept narratives. But at least he's creative in how he tries to dodge when Dick pins him on something.
By all means, yes. He is hilarious when he does it right.
Yeah. So, this is the other thing I want to talk. You know how Eric has been talking about like, oh, I'm a businessman. I can't be doing my
yes, he's such a businessman that he can't say business right.
I can't be monetizing my haters. I gotta let my little YouTube minions do it for me now because I'm a weak little bitch. They'll get embarrassed by everybody. Size matters not in these fights. He's learning. Like that. You saw that shindig with Immortal Rising, right? Where he like tried to like shut him up by funding his campaign.
Oh boy. I have not, but
yeah. So Immortal Rising is someone I had on with Chris Fist. They're buddies. I think they do like Thursday streams. And really interesting guy from what I remember talking. He's kind of a conspiracy guy. He likes, I think he's the one that told me to watch like Stephen Molyneux, who's someone I just never heard of until that point, even though I guess I should have in our sphere,
Isn't that the dude with the constant mommy issues?
I don't know. He's an older guy. Let me look him up. Stephen Molly New. Yeah, okay, that was close. All right, let me read his wiki. Irish-born Canadian white nationalist podcaster, proponent of conspiracy theories, white supremacy, scientific racism, and the men's rights movement. He's the founder of Free Domain Radio. He's been permanently banned or suspended from PayPal, MailChimp, YouTube, and SoundCloud for violating hate speech. Described as a leading figure of the alt-right by Politico and Washington Post, as far-right by New York Times. Independent describes him as an alt-light philosopher with a perverse fixation on race and IQ. Molyneux describes himself as a philosopher and anarcho-capitalist.
Oh God!
Oh God! Fuck! I'm out. Never mind. Oh God! I was interested until I heard that. I'm out. Everything else is sounding great,
You had me at racism, but then you lost me at rights.
Yeah. But it's just funny seeing this. So he's having Dan Vask Monday. He's having Jimmy Palmiotti. I know he's got a campaign on Kickstarter. And then, of course, Ass Face for the Rip and Silverback show. And then Razor Fist with his late campaign. I've never fucking liked Razor Fist. Like, I saw one video he did. I actually looked at his channel. He did like this comic video. It's like really well done, in depth. I can't remember what it was about exactly. I'm like, fuck, that was good. But I just can't stand his face. Can't stand that. Fuck you. I was right. Fuck you. I just hate his personality. Hate his fucking voice. It's like a awful, in a way, a good Gilbert Godfrey impersonator voice. But it's just, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to fucking hear it.
He's really good when you agree with him and unbearably obnoxious when you don't.
Yeah, I remember last time I saw him was, I think...
I gotta admit,
EVS.
I stopped watching him after the Lincoln was a Tyrant series.
Well, you don't
Not
think
because
Lincoln
I
was a
disagree,
tyrant?
but...
Yeah, Lincoln was arguably the worst president ever.
Oh, no, he was a tyrant. It's just, the country was at war and all of that.
No. I can separate. Oh, me and Chris Fiss had this argument. We're up. Okay, so we're talking about like Japanese internment. Some reason it came up organically, like from Twitter or something. And we were talking about behind the scenes. That's why I like Chris Fiss, because we very much disagree. He's very much like a black-white moralist. like Lord of the Rings, good versus evil. And I'm very much nihilistic, and like there is no real set morality. It's just what we make up to make sense of things. It's all I boil morality down to like ape tribalism. That sure, there's a lot of commonalities across time and space of our existence, but it's just arbitrary ultimately. We're talking about internment and reparations and stuff, and he is on the side of America interring the Japanese because of the war.
No, that was bad.
Well, okay, here's my dual view is
okay, listen, I understand that you're scared of spies and all that, but rounding up civilians and then stealing their shit, not good.
I'm not saying it's okay. Here's the thing. I'm not making a moral argument. I'm making a pragmatic argument. When I look at this, I can separate the two, where it's like my whole thing was like, in some way we're talking about America, and like it's really fucked up if you're interring your own citizens that are born here or have been naturalized through citizenship, as they've been granted citizenship through immigration, whatever, properly, and then you inter them. It's like, even if you're fighting a very distinct racial line war of like, we're fighting ethnic Japan versus mostly white America. We have some of these people in our country and they're a liability. And so for the time being, round them up just to like save us any liability, of sleeper cells or anything, infiltration. It makes complete sense to me, but you can't, it's like, it might have been tied with like the bomb argument, where it's like, oh no, I think Truman was right to drop the bombs. If it saves one American life, fuck all the Japanese. Like, that makes sense. If you're a president, you gotta look out for your people, regardless of like the world's perception. And at the same time, it is a great evil to just slaughter a couple 100,000 civilians to stop a war. But what this is a Osmandius argument.
Evil.
Yeah, this is an Osmandius argument from Watchmen, where it's like, there's a net positive for doing this necessary evil, versus like Rorschach's stringent black-white morality could never allow him the net positive in the future. Both of them are flawed. Especially if they're in power to make these decisions over everyone. Do they have that right? Is it good to do that? These are great arguments of power and law. But yeah, pragmatically, makes total sense America would do it. But it comes down to like the Dark Knight, where Batman is stuck with this. All right, do I maintain my morality and thus more people are hurt because of it, while I maintain like the high status versus the Joker? Or do I get dirty with him and cut corners and infringe on people's freedom to do a grander right, arguably, by taking him out? That's why I like comics and fiction stuff, because you can like play with these ideas without digging into like, well, clearly we had to go against Germany because of the Holocaust. It's like, oh, that's such a loaded fucking argument.
I mean, that's not even why we got involved.
I know, but that's
directly attacked.
Because of that, on that front, we can always pat ourselves on the back as the good guys.
Yes, we always have the justification of self-defense now.
Yeah, I think this whole argument started because we were talking about deconstruction, and Chris is very against deconstruction. He thinks it's all like commie Marxism and stuff, because he has this view of like, well, you can't in a time of war like doubt yourself. And I'm like, no, you very much should doubt every decision and really analyze yourself.
There's a balance. You can't be blindly devoted to one side or the other.
Yeah, that's my argument. That's why I'm more of like a nihilist. And it's like, well, I'm an animal, I'm in this tribe on Earth, so I just for well-being and consistency, I got to go along with the status quo. But I can also observe like the arbitrariness of it all. That's deconstruction. The best comics have almost all been deconstructions, Watchmen, Dark Knight Returns. I'm not sure about Dark Phoenix. I haven't read it.
Okay,
I
but
tried
here's
to
the
read it.
thing. The best deconstructions also work as their own stories. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if the original thing didn't exist, the new work still has to stand on its own, and that's what a lot of these modern age deconstructing... I don't have a better word than idiots don't seem to understand.
Yeah. It's definitely frustrating. But no, I just get a kick out of this where it's like with fucking ISOM and Rippaverse, Eric, what are you doing, man? Like you were saying this whole time, Yaira's coming in. I was waiting for like a February 29 drop. And it's like you can get by technicality wise and say Yaira winter in March, but it's like you're losing steam.
So I have one question before we continue.
Yeah.
What are ISOM's powers?
The power to sense disrespect. That's what I say. You didn't see my video, did you?
I might have, but I have a very poor memory.
That's fine. While I pull it up, what how did you find me like at the start? Like how did you come to my channel?
Oh god, it's been so long, but I think it might have been through Friday Night Tights and one of the guys talking about you.
Really?
No, wait, no, not them. It was through Weaponized as Nerd Rage, and then his group of friends, and then their groups, and eventually I found my way here.
Weaponized Nerd. I don't know that guy.
You don't have to. But again, it's one of those they'll tell two friends and they'll tell two friends. It's been a long road to get here.
Sure. I'm just curious.
Again, memory is a bit fuzzy, but I'm pretty sure that's how I wound up here.
Now I'm curious.
In any case, I'm here now, and you're stuck with me.
Well, no, I don't mind that. I'm just like, huh. Here's my problem is like, do a community post or, make a video. And it's like, who's my audience? Like, I don't know who my real audience is. And I haven't for a long time. And I try to find out and I get no feedback. So it's like, I don't know who to cater to exactly. It's like, well, you, Karen, Keely Chow, you like what I'm doing, but I'm not getting...
I like drama and I like media criticism. And I do enjoy these philosophical discussions, even if they're a bit repetitive sometimes with us having the religion debate every single stream. Speaking of which, time for the religion debate.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's always on my mind to some extent, I introduced Ricky to Heat, and then we watched Dark Knight, and he finally has watched Batman Begins in its entirety, and I think that's his favorite of the three, which I'm like, any of the three, like, it's cool if any of them are your favorite. It's just like, huh, nice. I feel like that's probably the most corporate of the three. Or maybe it's the least. I don't know. I don't know how to read it because of like Nolan's body of work, all of his movies. Very consistent. Kind of, you could argue monotone, even though they're all so inventive. They're all kind of the same.
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's a tough nut to crack for sure. But I'm so surprised when I see like Snyder tards try to say that Dark Knight trilogy is like the worst Batman, and I'm like, what are you talking about? This is the best Batman because it gets the ideal of Batman. It gets the symbol of Batman. It encompasses everything about him. And the folly of Batman. I think that's usually a problem with most Batman films is they don't really get the folly of him, the hubris of his Messiah complex. I see a real connection between Jigsaw and Batman in that vein. They're Messiah complex characters. That's why Saw movies are so interesting to me. But yeah, I'm curious what the hell the connection of Weaponized Nerd Rage is in me, because I don't think I've ever watched this guy. I'm aware of his name, but I've never dug into him.
Again, followed him to somewhere else, to somewhere else, to somewhere else, and now I'm here. That's all I really remember.
Yeah, so
and again, you were criticizing Star Wars stuff at the time, which was wildly popular on YouTube. So,
yeah, I'm about to get back into it. I don't know if you saw, but I'm gonna start covering Star Wars comics in their entirety. So Disney canon.
Oh God.
I'm going to start with the prequels because that's what won in the poll, and I'm fine with that because the first start I've seen in the timeline from websites I found is the Darth Maul comic, which is before episode 1, and I really love it. And it also, I guess, after all these years of people saying like Maul's boring or something, I finally kind of can agree that he is a very limited character.
He looked cool in the movie.
Oh yeah, that was my draw as a child, but I think there's like the aesthetic reveals something about Star Wars in like he is the full polar end of like the Sith with his aesthetics and his drive. He's just full hate. He's never satisfied. It's just like he's a tiger in a cage, just pacing back and forth.
And then he got cut in half.
But yeah, he's back in the Clone Wars, so he's alive.
I would just like to say officially, it was fucking stupid that they brought him back like that. Like, no, that dude's dead. You don't get cut in half like that and get back up. But, with it being, everyone comes back from the dead now magically.
I'll tell you this. No one's ever really gone.
I will kill you. I will come to your house and feed you your own entrails.
That is the craziest thing, is that between me and Ricky, like the most memeable, like sure, there's all these prequel memes that people try to like use.
I know, but I hate it so much.
People try to use this like, oh, they suck because look at all the memes. And it's like, well, no, the memes are great because these are fun movies. Even if like you use comedy context. The prequels though have the sequels have so much quotability with like tongue-in-cheek irony or satire, like Red Letter Media. No one's ever really gone. They just repeat it with all the deaths in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me show you this video to reinforce Isom's powers.
Okay, but what actually are they though?
You'll find out.
Yes, advertisements.
Isom's powers. You may be curious about Isom, aka Avery Knox, and his powers. What can the former hero of Floor-Spark, Texas, reclaiming his former mantle, exactly do? Well, he flies.
Just off of the book alone, you can assume he has some kind of enhanced strength.
Oh, I remember
like
this.
flight, like that, or high agility.
Oh, well,
I was there watching that stream.
When he crashes into cars, I think that reduces head trauma. Nevertheless, he can combat swarms of hell monkeys. Wait, how does he do this for 6 pages when they burned him at the start? Well, he can magically put people into walls for no apparent reason. That's pretty cool. And if that's not enough, he's got great detective skills. No, stop. You found Jazz.
Wait. If you didn't catch
Not enough.
It's great to pause here because he says, I've been pondering how to approach this for the last few hours. I'm not a detective.
Oh.
I could really jack this up, and I'm probably taking this too personal.
So let me guess, he immediately fucks everything up.
Yes.
He's got great detective skills.
Because this is in the story when he is trying to find a way in, sneak back in, confront Darren, and then he just happens to walk across Jasmine, and then as Dick says, he assaults her by putting his hand on her, and then the guard's like, hey buddy, and then he's like, wait a second, what makes you think you can put your hands on someone? It's like, you just fucking did that.
I would just like to say common law battery, but no one would convict.
Sure, but yeah, it's just like, well, like legally, it's like someone could charge you for assault, but for just touching.
Yes, but again, no, not a single jury, not even the clan themselves would convict you for that.
You found Jazz. Where are you going? Disrespect. Ha, there we go. He detects disrespect like no other. Oh my god, he just crushed that guy's ribcage. Is he okay? Given that the character Isom is not affiliated with the Good Shepherd Ministries International or the International School of Ministry, it's safe to say his powers are not Christ-based. Or are they?
So let me show you that
So if I have this right, his power is the ability to avoid accountability.
Yeah, so this page says,
price based.
Or see the fucking thing.
Yeah, you'd have to go into full screen.
Okay, so it says, Alfcor brought him to us not too long ago. This makes no sense. None of our initial tests indicate that see the guy say he was dropped from the sky by some Except, fell into a tax cab, and he didn't die. Is he an Except too? None of our initial tests indicate that he is. That doesn't mean he isn't. We also don't know who he is. He had no identification, and nobody recognized him. Again, that doesn't mean he isn't an Except. It's not like our database consists of every single special being. Don't be fooled. In this page, they hint that like there is like secondary and more intensive test if you like maybe fail the first.
I mean,
like,
either that or they're trying to imply he got the superpowers some other third party way.
exactly. And it's like, was this like some the boys angle of like it's from
I mean,
a
that's
lab?
what I'm thinking, but
I'm thinking it's Christ based, given that he's wearing the cross. That was my assumption. But then we've seen the ice on grave was like he died as he lived, a Christian. So it might just be
I would
that
also like to
simple.
say Isom is not a very good Christian from what I've seen. You
No,
don't just freak out on people because they were slightly rude or, crush a dude's chest.
I would argue that's very Christ-like, given the chasing the money changes from the
It's
temple.
different when it's a church, okay?
No,
And that was chasing people with a whip. That's different. Now, if Isom starts chasing people with a whip, then I'll be on your side.
so it's all about the weapon of choice.
Yes.
Interesting. It's funny now. What we
I still have no idea what his actual powers are, though.
Oh, of course. Me neither.
Like, is he just slightly stronger than a normal person?
I think he's way more than a normal person.
I mean,
insane quiz. I gotta find this account so I can make sure they're blocked. Okay, so I blocked them back. All right.
Something going on?
Yeah. So Mint Salad says, "Hey, look, some weird subtweet stuff about me by a comics guy I was following won't be now. Is it cool how some in comics make it about everything you can think of, but making great comics?" So the tweet is this poll says, "Is it ethical to allow an adult to do porn if they have a mental or neurological impairment? Is it ethical to consume that porn? Is it ethical to enable it?" And it's like,
Okay,
no.
one, it depends on what the neurological impairment is, because I have autism, but I am clearly functional. 2, is it ethical to allow consumption? Yes, if the previous thing is met. And 3, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, well, they're trying to talk about Mint Salad abstractly.
That's the fat lesbian that used to date Digibro, right?
No, Mint Salad is Rippaverse's girl.
The
Star Wars boobs video.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. They're going to be on Thursday. Clippa and Mint.
Well, then do not tell them what I just said.
You're free to repeat whatever bullshit in the chat. I'll just disavow your commentary, but not you.
I would like to state on the record that I am in fact racist, sexist, and a member of the KKK.
Oh God, disavow.
All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way.
But yeah, it's just funny some of the stuff going on in CG. I thought Finatra is like this music guy for CG, makes like parodies, if I'm not mistaken. But I guess he has these CG slum streams I was never aware of. It was a long, crazy one today. We'll talk about it probably Thursday, if not sooner. Yeah, lots of controversy. Calling like Katie did and Tony, not Finatra himself, but they're just commenting. I think they're grifters. I think where they come from. It's like they just seem jealous. But yeah, with that Kickstarter with the Hell on Heels, I'm gonna be getting that guy on. I can't wait. It looks like a fun comic, fun idea, and I'm probably gonna get his other ones too. I just got this one guy I found, Rob Hicks, this black guy. He's got these comics. I'm not going to show them because they're like full smut, but called Succubus. Have you ever heard of this?
Well, I'm familiar with the concept, but as you should be well aware.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't mean to be a dick, but Succubus is such a generic title. There's probably 1,000 books by that name.
Yeah, probably. This is like just a full porn comic. I backed all 5 issues digital.
Of course you did.
Yes. I'm trying to do my diligence and read more comics. I've been reading
Read my comics, you bastard.
all right, okay, so that's what I'm curious. Are you actually gonna make like a full comic at some point? Or are you just doing
I'm
like
considering
1 or 2
it,
page
but we
stuff?
have not made any decisions.
You would totally do great on Kickstarter with your stuff, man. If you had like a full concise, like at least like 24 page, 22, whatever comic, people would eat that up, man. Especially if your art's consistent with like the covers that you would get or whatever. You can make a lot of money.
I'll need to discuss it with my artist at some point.
So you
Again,
just do one artist, or are you doing multiple?
Yeah, I only have the one right now. I've encountered a few others, but I'm not currently able to. How do I put this? I'm a bit broke right now, so I wouldn't be able to hire on more people to get anything out at a reasonable rate. So right now we're just doing the passion project side stuff.
That's fine.
Which again, by all means, everyone's free to enjoy. I'm not going to lock anything behind a paywall or anything.
Well, it's like how Bane says, that comes later.
Yes, it does. And
That's
hopefully so do the viewers. Ha ha! You see, that was a pun.
I don't get it.
You see, come later.
No. This is a joke between me and Rookie all the
No,
time.
I know.
Obvious joke. I'm like,
You see, I was just pretending to be retarded.
Yeah, this is a. I don't know if you've seen this. Let me show you this. I think you'll appreciate it. Present. Window. Here we go. So I got this bookmark done for.
All right, you sold it.
This is the most proper view of Shelby the Hooker in color, because she is a mixed
your
girl.
entire stock.
Yeah, this is gonna be a bookmark for when the book comes out. Because the art, you can say this is a distraction from like funding the art of the book, but I saw this artist just go on Twitter. I'm like, she had commissions out, and it's like, fuck, that price for this? Like, this is her quote unquote sketch work.
That's not a sketch. That's a complete.
Exactly. I think she's Russian or Ukrainian or something. Because
so it probably doesn't translate.
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, again, it's funny. I don't know if you noticed, but like Renown Zero, when I did my Anna video and then Renown covered it, of course, disingenuously. I was mocking Eric when I was showing, when I was talking about EVS showing my main Red Knight poster, because that's by a Brazilian artist.
And
the point of mocking Eric is because his artists are Brazilian, but at least Cliff Richards, even though he's had all this great history at DC, he's doing clip art, 3D rendered shit. Almost none of it's real art. It's just tracing at best of already pre-made stuff. It's not like, oh, I traced like the outline of something, then I did all the detail work afterward, because it's fucking arduous to actually try to draw a building with all its windows and shit. Totally makes sense, totally fine. And it's such a ridiculous thing to try to draw straight, versus a person. But especially with someone with that background of like decades at DC,
I'm not gonna shit on someone for taking common shortcuts as long as the end product looks good.
But yeah, so I'll share you the link of this I think lady, so you can follow me to get your own stuff done by her, assuming it's a her. But all the stuff's like pornographic, which is great. And I'm like, I need something lewd but safe for work. So, cover. She needs to be, lightly covered.
So you covered her with a little meth gator.
Yeah, a little flesh gator. Yeah. That'll be a bookmark, if not a like strange proportion poster for people as well, depending on funding once we get there. But yeah, it'll definitely be a bookmark with, I'll put like the logo on it. I might have something on the back as well. We'll see. I might do lewds. I might do like erotic stuff as well.
Okay, hear me out. Meth Gator autoerotically asphyxiating Isom with his knee. Come on. The drama will be amazing.
No, if I can, what I'd like to do is have like a quote unquote reptile supremacy piece where it's like Meth Gator's taking out Cyberfrog.
Fair enough.
Like has him by like the throat or the by like his chest, or like holding him up or something, like a Vader type of pose or something. Like Thanos, something like that. It's reptile supremacy over the amphibian. Just a nice little like, no, like clearly the initial issues I want to do with Meth Gator, he has fucking no competition for Cyberfrog, barring it being like a smarts over abilities thing. Because over time, here's the thing: I want Meth Gator because I want him to kind of form a government team, kind of like the boys. But he'd be kind of like a mix of like Butcher and Hellboy because he's, very.
So you're wanting to do a shadow government subplot.
Oh yeah, that's like a big part of Meth Gator's story. That's why I invoke Sicario when I talk. It's Breaking Bad meets TMT with a big hint of Sicario. Because that's how I view the government. My political commentary or subtext will be very much Sicario, where it's like the government's purple. They're in bed with criminals for mutual benefits, and Meth Gator is, and everyone involved with him is directly intertwined with that. And
was Meth Gator a Democrat or a Republican?
he's unaffiliated.
So he's an ANCAP. Got it.
No, it's not.
Yes,
I wouldn't say he's an ANCAP. It's just he's a typical American, just disaffected and uninterested.
I got it. It's a meme question because he's a fucking alligator.
Well, yeah, but no, I feel like to some extent where I want to take him is like something like the boys or like BPRD, whereas like he's like the main focus for us the readers, but maybe something like the best on the team. Everyone's got like their role. There'll be a bunch of humans. There might be a secondary character that will get their own spin-off.
I still want you to use the Good Samaritan character I suggested.
Good Samaritan. Explain that to me.
The actual Samaritan Jew. If you're unfamiliar, Samaritans are actually a subset of. Well, they're considered Jewish, but they have a completely different Torah, completely different religious traditions, and are often mistaken for regular Jews. Is the problem?
Interesting. So Franciscan media, the rift between Jews and Samaritans.
Yes.
Huh. So is this like a Sunni Shiite kind of thing?
Kinda. Again, they have a completely different Torah and do not recognize the written or the oral traditions that other Jews do. Okay. It's just by the book.
Let me look this up really quick. Gnostic. Let me see if I can find this channel.
So, for the meme subplot, you could have him be trying to combat international Zionism. Or, anything else, really.
Nope, not touching that.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Gnostic Informant. Okay, this channel, I've watched a little bit of them. I don't know if you've heard of this channel, but I found this one video he did. Let's see if I can find it. It was very interesting because it's about like all these different sects of Christianity in the first few centuries. It's very interesting because I had no idea. He's talking about how like today they write it as if there was one consensus.
Yeah, no, that is definitely not.
Everything else was cult. It's like that's like very retroactive writing.
Yes, well, every church has to claim, no, we are the one true faith. Everyone else is wrong. whereas in the beginning it was a bunch of different guys. It's just that modern Christians largely follow the teachings of Paul.
Right. Well, it was
Jesus'
interesting because
brothers.
he's talking about like essentially all these sects were on a spectrum,
Yes.
generally speaking, of like heavily Jewish versus heavily pagan. And there's something like this one sect that was like Jews that believe that like God the Father was like a demon god or something. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh
those are
shit, like
typically the
that
Gnostics.
feels like such a new age it's just crazy to see back in time that there was this
Yeah,
insight
no, all these
2,000 years
big
ago.
theological arguments happen over and over and over again.
Yeah, well, no, it's just like that seems like such like, especially the way like, you know, retarded LARPer Christian nationalists of today talk about, you know, Christianity in the West and everything. It sounds something like they would mock as like some new age perception, and it's very interesting to actually see a well-informed study analysis point out how old these conversations. But a lot of it he was talking about is that these are all these different veins of Christianity and interpretation, and there is this consensus of how it's written today, talked about as cults, but certain characters that are like accepted as fathers or thinkers of the church in history were in talks with all these people, and it's like there was no real consensus arguably for hundreds of years. These are all in the ether of conversation of like arguments, interpretations.
Yep.
And it wasn't sacrilegious to argue these things. That's what was very enlightening. I'm trying to find it though, and it's like I probably have to go on my other channel to find it because I'm not sure where I watched it. If it was this channel or my other one. Not that I have any content, but it's just a backup channel. And
I would just like to say Catholicism is heresy.
Maybe, sure. I can concede maybe, but like given my upbringing, that's how
Yes,
I view.
I'm aware it's not a big. It's just they literally pray to dead people, leave them offerings, and then somehow don't see why everyone thinks that's worship.
It's intercessory.
I know the intention behind it. However,
It's
looking at it from the outside, you're praying
no,
to
I'm
a
kind
dead
of leaning.
guy.
I'm leaning into you. Like this is so. I don't know if I talk about it, but like last year, I had this coworker that's Catholic, and so I went to church with him once. And this is, of course, after I've already been interested in Hellenism and stuff. So it's the first time going to church with this vein of thought now. And it's funny going to Roman Catholic Church with Hellenism in mind. And my thought is that, especially with Saturnalia and Christmas and the intertwining, the blending, the takeover culturally, that people trying to reconstruct Hellenistic worship, since we have very just fragmentary, mostly Roman understanding of pagan worship of this region. My assumption is, given the kind of takeover by the Christians, the Catholics of Rome, that's probably more in line with what worship would be like, only it was not so sorrowful and self-flagellating. It was just, hey gods, here's a cut of steak and some incense and wine. I fucking love you. I'm not guaranteed to get anything from you, but hopefully you bless me, but you deserve it regardless. Here you go.
Again, obviously different areas had their own traditions around it, but generally, yes, it was more celebratory.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the aversion to the established Christendom in modern paganism, I think they're missing an opportunity to see, like, to rope some of that into the reconstruction that Catholicism has a lot, in Orthodoxy probably has a lot intertwined template wise with worship. Let me see.
All I'm saying is, if you're gonna bother God to ask him for shit, you should have the balls to do it yourself.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Again, this has been debated for thousands of years.
But my line of thought is the whole like saint thing makes sense to me. It's like, all right, these are people that are, for all intents and purposes,
I understand
verifiable holy people. It's like, who better to go to? People at the right hand of God who have clearly earned his favor, done works for him, and been rewarded with heaven.
Oh, I understand
Or
the idea
an
that
earthly priest or preacher that may be total dirtbag.
Again, I understand you'd think that asking someone who's already in good with God would help your case. But
in
again,
good faith, as Eric would say. Oh, this is the video. They lied about the first 100 years of Christianity. So this is the video I was watching. This is from the Gnostic Informant.
Yeah,
very
fair
interesting
enough.
channel.
But yeah, I feel I've made my opinions on that matter clear.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But I think this is a channel you should check out if you haven't. I'll share it.
I'll think about it.
Let me share it to you before I forget. Let me find your
You should
ads.
probably not open my Twitter up on stream. Just
No, I'm not. I'm
you can
finding
just post
you
it in the stream yards here, and I'll.
What how do you spell your app?
Hold on. I'll just link. Do.
God damn it. I'm an idiot.
Right.
Totally missed that bit. Oh, did I miss the other one?
So I would ask if anyone else in the chat has any topics they want us to go through, but it's been dead in chat tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately. That's fine, though. I set up the stream and then fuck. Goddamn, EVS is going live again today. I can't.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah. Can't catch a break. It's fine, though.
Fair enough. In any case, though, what are ISOM's powers?
Wait, did you turn off messaging?
No? Is it saying you can't message me?
I don't have a message option.
The fuck?
I'm following you, you're following me, but I don't have a message option.
I have a message open with you. Let me poke you there, see if that opens it for you.
I found you.
There we are.
Here you go.
See, Twitter is fun. There's so much going on there. For anyone watching in the chat, I would just like to say the thing he's laughing at is a wall of butts.
It definitely makes me smile when I go to your account.
I try. ISOM is on a quest for respect.
Respect.
That's fair, but people might respect him more if he was respectable.
Once he collects all the respect, he will be a fully realized black man.
But then he has to vote Democrat forever. And Texas just gained independence.
Oh man, yeah, that whole.
Yeah. And until now, I had completely just blanked that out of my mind because it's so fucking stupid. Texas, while they have issues with the federal government, is one of the most patriotic states there is, and would probably have fought in favor of the United States instead of the local rebel groups. But that aside, that now also means that they have to manage several borders with their with the now 2 neighboring countries they have of the U.S. and Mexico, and they're already overwhelmed with migrants in the real world. So, what's the geopolitical situation there?
All right, I found this guy, Martinez Law. Daniel Martinez. Nice. This guy might be a Democrat. I don't know. He's sharing stuff of Trump-branded Russian flags made the rounds at CPAC.
Okay, that's just funny.
Well, it's funny, but it's also like, oh no, he's a Democrat. Oh, you were the chosen one. I was going to back your campaign. No, I am not like that. Again, I backed Lunga shit well after knowing who the guy is. your politics does not influence. If you got a cool looking
If
book,
it's a good comic, it's a good comic.
yeah, I think this is a big problem in CG, indie sphere is like, it's a movement that's very heavily reliant on making a personality to sell your book, and it's very heavy Christian and or conservative. Not always intertwined, but generally, that's the I think reasonable consensus to like generalize. And someone like Vito, unfortunately, just has an uphill battle, although he's already established because of Star Wars videos to some extent. He's a funny guy. He's got a great podcast with Dick. He's the reason I watched it. Like I got into the Dick show because of the whole arcade stuff with Vito, but I stuck around because Vito on the Dick show. Dick's like, yeah, he's fine. He's funny. He's a good enhancer to fucking rib Vito, but like Vito is the real sell for me in the show. Whether it's him being made an ass, like the pirate bit Dick's doing, or just I think Vito has much more like comedic life.
Reminds me, have you heard Vito's comic script got leaked?
Yeah, it's like a 2-year-old script when he was starting out, and it's just making everyone look stupid if they're actually like Eric commented on it. Someone tries to like, oh, it's like a pedophile rapist cliffhanger. It's like, what? No.
Okay, so if I'm understanding the story correctly, the final page that is the cliffhanger is main character dude accidentally landing on a naked woman and being falsely accused of attempting to rape her.
Maybe. I don't know. It was unclear if he was getting it on, but didn't realize people were around. I don't know. It was unclear, but again, this is an early script, so we just feel like this is very much different.
No one's first comic or anything is going to be great, but also, again, it seems like it's just an outdated version that he was just sharing a bit of.
Yeah, he's letting Noel look retarded. Eric is running his business into the ground by means of everything he does. Yes. Oh, you didn't see some of the things I was sharing, did you?
Bankruptcy speed run.
Let's bring this back up. Present. Not that. There we go. All right. So this is something on the Rippaverse store. He's dumping Yaira. We're waiting for the Yaira campaign. This guy's dumping Yaira shirts. Instead of keeping them at the $30 level for when the campaign comes out, he could still like re-dip into like the full funding potential. Or even if it's like, well, this is from the ISOM era, so let's take like 25% off, but 73% on 3 out of 4. The other one's 67% on the Yaira poster. Now it's funny if you look, I never realized this, but because this looks like, like the art could be better, but for a first campaigner not knowing what his funding will be, it's serviceable art. It's got enough detail and dimension and depth of coloring, multiple layers, but her fucking left leg is actually way huger than her right. Even if it's a like arguable perspective, even if it's like a slight closer or further from the camera, should not have this difference in dimension. So that's funny, but otherwise it's still like a fine poster. I think it's way beneath the quality someone that has hundreds of $1,000s.
Okay, so hear me out. What if it's a plot point that our legs are fucked up and we're just idiots?
Oh, a retro.
That would be the greatest fuck you he could possibly pull.
But Jesus Christ, he's got less than a month to release this. Because March 20th
it does certainly seem odd to dump that much merch out that cheap right before the next thing instead of as a promotional for it.
Now the other thing, let me find it. All right, yeah, this. Let's go into here and present this. Yeah, thanks for joining Yolanda Gaines and Skullface. I will ask where is Yaira every day until Yaira drops. They better give her at least D cups. Yeah, Yaira's been very inconsistent with her tit size for sure.
Maybe they're just not using reference sheets at the office.
So Rippaverse Goalpost says, comics, not Goalpost. This is the actual Rippaverse account. Our team recently had the pleasure of hosting Mark from Comic Books for Kids at Rippaverse HQ. It was a treat for the team to meet and chat with the man who was doing a lot of good, and we look forward to partnering more with CB4K in the future. All right, so this is the guy. He's in the warehouse. Now, if you notice, all of these boxes say A90. So you're assuming, if not
Is that
these,
the order number?
I'm trying to see if you can see any of the comics inside. But they got all these long boxes for storage. All right. And they all say A90. So that makes me think they're all the same item. So these must all be bag and boarded mass production ISOM ones. That's my guess.
Either that or it's just the order number.
Apparently
Like,
he
shit
printed
out
like
in bulk.
50,000 copies of cover C for mass print. Yeah, it's the CB4K guy. I think this is the bass player CFO. There's Sheep City, who's the warehouse manager. This is Caro Brown, this, supposedly joke, non-binary hire of the Rippaverse. She is known as a ghostwriter, and she does suburban erotica.
My kind of person. All right.
Yeah, we'll look at her page soon. But it's funny because they're like sharing this. Now, here's a fun detail. Now, either this was taken before MegaCon, or they just have no fucking business going on. They've not had a need to ever erase MegaCon lineup scheduling. So it says Rippaverse panel, whatever the fuck this is, and then Geeks and Gamers panel, and then lunch. So this is either they freshly got him here and did a photo op, but it's like you would win way more if you went to his warehouse or storage with all of his comics and going to a hospital, having Rippa go to a hospital with
it seems
books.
weird to work with a charity and then not participate in the charity, even if just a stunt.
Yeah, again, let me get out of this and go back, because this post says, wait a minute, didn't Comicsgate and all those biggest problem folks tell me that Eric and CB4K was a scam? I can't believe they would be wrong about that. They all seem like such smart people. And I retweet says, how does this prove or disprove anything? We're seeing Rippa's warehouse overflowing with merch he can't move, which we speculate was what the charity was for, to offload overstock. Now, again, this is something someone pointed out. Look at this palette right here. These are all the fucking dumbass posters of the weird pointing down at ISOM at a strange angle poster. Look how fucking huge that is. That's thousands of fucking, even if they're thick, that's like, it's gotta be over 1,000 posters just sitting here. No one wants to fucking buy because he overprinted the shit to a ridiculous state. His warehouse might actually be full now of overstocked trash. So, it's probably got a bunch of boxes of ISOM hats.
Say, I may not be the best businessman, but why would you pre-stock a shitload instead of having a print-on-demand model?
Well, yeah, that's what Dick said long ago. Well, you see, that's not good business,
No, but how, though?
Well, you are an idiot.
Okay, look,
you are a brokey.
I get trying to have some prepared so people don't have to wait very long, but if
you just don't understand business. That is
sorry, I'm white. No, I don't understand business.
All right, so I guess EVS looked at these guys. Let me see if I can find a timestamp, if at all. It doesn't look like they do timestamps. EVS comment says, I'm going to send some subs your way tonight, gentlemen. Thank you for the video to EFAP. And they commented, much gratitude, sir. It's funny because one of these guys got the you watch SpongeBob, right?
I mean, I did when I was a kid.
Oh my god. SpongeBob is more pertinent as an adult, legitimately.
I'm just going to say Squidward did nothing wrong.
We're ever. All Squidward. So let me see if I can find through imagery if we get to Eric part, because the title is Crabs in a Bucket. Eric July losing steam with audience. And then they also talk about Michael Threet. I don't know if you know who Michael Threet is. Have you seen this guy on Twitter?
The name sounds familiar, but I'm blanking on the face.
He is this kind of strange looking black guy. It's a librarian. He's like overly happy, and he's like, I love when library adults come to the library and I can help them. And unfortunately,
Don't tell
this
me
guy
he was outed as something.
No, he just got someone on Twitter shared his video, and so a lot of, I guess, mean people commented on his TikTok, which is regardless if he's got woke stuff, whatever. He seems like a just genuinely happy guy, loves life at the library, loves helping people. Seems like an overall positive effect on the world, and that tweet just brought him lots of negativity. Although it did bring him some notoriety too. Amy Poehler did a photo op with him to, I guess, promote libraries or some shit. So that's positive. But yeah, it was like Josh LeCatch or whatever on Twitter brought him to people's attention. Oh my God, I saw him coming to an Ollie's near you. I have an Ollie's near me, so fuck, that would be hilarious. Of course, Ollie's is famous for all the Star Wars merch that it can't ever fucking sell. But yeah, let me present this video. Let's see FAP it ourselves. Because however good EVS is at EFAPing stuff, like when he reviewed ISOM, there was stuff in my streams that I could comment way more than he did. So it's like it felt great that even this like prolific comic artist like missed stuff to comment on, and I was able to add that. Okay, so all right, let's try here. Let's see what they're saying.
TV. Let's see if it's still there. I'll give you guys this. There's like two. I guess we'll play like two of them if I can find them.
Yeah, no more than two because I can't stomach.
Oh, dude.
I can't stomach more than that.
Dancing. Hold on a second. Eric July. Shit. He says a few things. Play this, and I'll find the other one. Hold on a second. He finna say some stuff, and
white fans versus black fans.
Yeah.
Biggest difference.
Biggest difference. Well, white fans they're a lot more, let's say, if you take metal, these guys, they do the genre. They perform the genre. Fans, like a lot of them, probably most of them, the male fans, they're guitarists or they're drummers or they're vocalists themselves, even if that's some little local band. But the biggest difference is the fact that, when you look at brothers and you look at black folk, everybody wants to be a rapper, something like that. Let's just go, that's an example. All these black males, they want to be a rapper. They think they can rap. So the biggest difference, though, is that those guys, in the metal genre, punk rock genre, they're fans first. Number one, they're fans first. Like, I'm a fan before I'm an artist.
Okay. I mean, I'm not saying that he's wrong on that. I'm just saying to myself, like, I don't know, man.
What do you think of that?
I just... Does he not realize how he comes across when he says shit like this?
Well, here's the thing. I think he is a black collectivist. He hates white people, but he loves their money, and so he coons it up enough with his anarcho crap that he clearly doesn't believe to get their money. This is why he is quote unquote friends with the Friday Night Tights crew, because they have an overlapping audience. So it's just pragmatic.
I just want to say something really racist right now.
All right.
So Eric, if you're watching this, I just want you to know, if ANCAPs, if your ideology somehow won, you'd be out in the fields picking cotton.
You do have a point.
Listen, anarchy means no law at all, which means there's nothing to stop someone else from imposing new stuff.
Well, in the modern day, they like to kind of bring in this like implicit Christian morality of like goodwill towards all men, They don't like to think of retroactive.
Problem with that is not everyone adheres to that.
Right. This is why I say when you dig into anarcho crap, first off, it was made by a Jew, and the chief thing they worship.
I just said oy vey.
I thought you were saying wait, like you didn't know this detail. Yeah, it's made by Murray Rothbard, something like that, Rothbard. And ironically, it's essentially a political ideology that worships property. That's the only thing that law is based on is property, which is like, dude, can you be more Jewish? Like,
I mean, property is one of the foundations of society, but that whole human rights thing, kind of important too.
Right, but slaves are not humans. That's how you work around the law.
You see, I hadn't considered that. But let me just
they
go
are
grab my
livestock. No, see, okay, as a mixed guy, I don't have arguably I don't have a dog in the race historically. You can say I'm ethnically divided, but like legitimately, I look at like the history of slavery or whatever. And it's just like it just was what it was.
It was a shitty thing that happened, and now we're past it.
I don't even think we're past it. We just have reinvented ways to enslave people. Minimum wage.
I mean,
interest rates.
It's not slavery if you're free to choose where you work and you get paid for it. It just also sucks in its own ways.
No, I would, if I had more time to like elaborate, I would say we are living a modern slavery. The average person, we have new feudal lords taking up all the land, removing our chance.
Okay, that's serfdom, which is different.
I'd argue it's basically slavery. It's just slavery with extra steps. But no,
I get your point.
People were property. Unfortunately for American slavery, it was extensively, for generalized purposes. You can, invoke Irish or whatever, Indians.
Yes, but generally it was
extensively
black
it was a black
tell...
African Caribbean exclusive servants, slaves. And so this just brings about a lot of emotionality to it. And but for all history up until the 1800s, we were all across the world enslaving each other.
Yeah, that was.
It wasn't ethnically focused necessarily, though. That's the difference of American colonial slaveries. All the generally white countries were harvesting black exclusive populations. So this really skews the argument. I would say without the Civil War and the failed Reconstruction to bring about harmony between North and South when Lincoln died, this has propagated this like implicit kind of racial divide and enmity between the races, always ginning up controversy of slavery.
Okay. And I just want to say, when I was growing up, things weren't like this. There were black kids, there were white kids. No one cared. We just knew who our particular friends were. But growing up, it's like, oh shit, there's actual racism everywhere. And it's coming almost entirely from one political side.
Yeah. But yeah, Yolanda makes a great point. Africans enslaved other Africans. Brits were enslaved by Vikings. Everyone was enslaved. We shouldn't be focused on freeing we should be focused on freeing our minds of mental enslavement. I agree. But like I just hate how people can't have an honest conversation of like just in America where it's like, all right, regardless if there's philosophical argument of like, well, these are people and we've arbitrarily defined them as livestock. This is the reality. And you got generations raised as like black people are livestock. We trade them and they work the land. We give them enough food, shelter.
Yes, and then suddenly they're free.
Yeah, it's like they are a class of humans that are livestock and thus have no rights. And all of a sudden, overnight, snap of the finger, they are fully enriched with rights people, and you've undercut the economy. Now you've turned free labor, aside from the expenditure.
That means they suddenly had to start paying people.
Yeah. That's why I think the John Wayne commentary from Playboy has merit. It's cruel, you could argue, but yeah, it's like you don't just free people who have centuries of being illiterate intensively, and impoverished, and then say, all right, you can vote. You have no education, you have no understanding of the legal system, and now you're a person, you can vote. And it's like, this is a problem. And I think the state should have been involved in like fully enriching Black people.
Well, again, there were plans for that, and then a certain presidential assassination happened, and those plans got abandoned.
Yeah. Now, with that, I think it would have been better societally to never have outlawed slavery. Especially,
I think it would have been better if we'd never had slaves to begin with.
Well, this again, we're talking about human history and the point of revolution industrially, that is like subverting how everything is being manufactured and produced. And so you have a transition period. All right. Now, slavery could have maintained even after, say, the John Deere gets, mass produced, Caterpillar, etc., with farming being the main point of slaves. You would have just decreased.
Again, part of the problem is that there was industrial stuff to help with farming then. It's just that they preferred to use slaves because it was cheaper and you didn't have to import the parts from way up
the
north.
John Deere didn't come out till like the 1880s, if I'm not mistaken.
No, but you get my point with the before.
Right. We were advancing, sure. I'm not disagreeing with that. But my whole thing is, I think
it would have faded out on its own as technology progressed?
I think it still would have maintained for a long time, but I think it would have become so impractical, and it would have just slowed off over like another century, and we would harmonize. It's like, generally speaking, homosexual.
But you also have to consider that in all of that time, all of that waiting time, there were people suffering horrendously, like under the system.
Sure.
I think the trade-off we have versus the sheer cost in human suffering, I think we made the right choice,
Oh, I think you're kind of, if you want to be accepted, you have to say that, but I don't care, and I'm blank, so I can say whatever.
You're free to disagree. We'll never know for sure.
I legitimately think it would have been better for everyone if we had it. Yeah, slavery would have lasted a lot longer, but it would have faded naturally thanks to industry. You might have had still distinctions of class, and Blacks would still be second class longer, but I think it would have harmonized a lot smoother if it was just, we don't need to make you slaves.
Possibly. Or things would have become even more radical, and the eventual blow up could have been even worse. Again, we can never really know because it didn't happen.
Well, I look at the gays as a demographic politically, besides Stonewall, whatever, a couple violent riots, whatever. Generally, they've had a pretty harmonious legal battle for rights and equality.
I just want to say they should be put back in the closet.
No.
You ever seen a pride parade where they've got all that shit?
I know the modern problems.
You fucked it up. Back in the closet.
I understand the modern problems. We've just overstepped in our allowances. Yes. But regardless of the problems of the pride parade, this all goes back to the decay of society is really a burden of the straight family decaying. Whether you can, I'll just concede for argument's sake that gays are a problem for society. Allowing them, this is destroying.
It's not
society.
Inherently just that the slippery slope might not have been a fallacy.
No, it's like, just for argument's sake, I can see the argument. Say yes, they're a problem, but whatever problem they are, you already have the heterosexual family problem that is way more a percentage of the population.
Oh, certainly.
And they dictate everything, and so they've decayed, so it doesn't matter. It's like
there can be multiple problems at once.
I guess to more define it is all of you like wacko Christians like John Dilla Rose and stuff that are so just Rippa, all his videos about gay stuff, you just love harping on it. It's like, how about you fix the straight community and the straight family first? But you fix the majority problem, and then you can work on these little side problems. I think the idea is like they're a minority, so it's easier to combat or something. But it's like, no, because a majority stake of the quote unquote normal people are okay with it. So it's like, that's just not an avenue to take if you actually want to win people over. You need to fix your own house before it's the whole log in the speck parable. There's a big log in the hetero community, societally and legally. Hey, what's up, K Plan 1142? We got on a crazy tangent about slavery and gay people. Thank you, Eric.
Look, all I'm saying is Angus has to pick the cotton, not me.
Oh, dude, I saw a video. I don't know if I saved it. Let me go through my messages really quick. I might have sent it to myself. There's a funny fucking video about cotton. I hope I saved it because it was hilarious. Let me scroll. I might have bookmarked it. I'm not sure.
Is it one of those picking cotton's actually not so bad things?
Yeah.
I mean, as funny as it is, the problem was never the cotton itself. The problem was, the whipping.
Where do I find my bookmarks? There it is. Okay. Oh, I just thought this was a great one. Let me share this. Oh, what the? All right. Okay. Let me pause that. And I will share this to you fine people.
I hear you. You know you got to work for your food. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Come on. Come on. Get up here. Now, who's your good girl?
Oh. The collective awing for the cute mommy gator getting her chicken.
Listen, alligators are friend-shaped.
I thought that was so cute. Especially
Be real funny if you had Meth Gator eating an entire chicken and then the crowd going "aw" instead of being horrified.
Oh my god! Please say I save this. Oh my god! Let me check my phone. I might have downloaded it. 1 second, people. Let me look it up really quick.
While you're digging around for that, I would just like to once again advise the audience, come look at my Twitter. I have such sights to show you. Such wonderful, wonderful sights. I apologize for any complaints you get about this, by the way.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I'm sure people following on Twitter see the porn I like because I don't care. It's like I could be safe, but like
well, a lot of people have
the same people
personal accounts versus
sure,
accounts.
but the same people that will complain about one person, I could see your likes, blah blah blah. It's like then they'll like those are the same people that follow Lethal Lightning, and he's like purposely having pornographers on his channel. And people are like, good job, yay. And it's like, what the fuck? And so, like, I just don't care.
Well, there is a difference between having porn on your channel and having a pornographer on your channel.
But he's liking the stuff too. So it's just
in that case.
Yeah, you see like the cognitive dissonance, to say the least, the hypocrisy of fandom. That's why you don't like, to some extent, you have to say, go fuck yourself. All right, let me bring this back up. This Eric July shit.
Oh, I don't know, man. Like, because when I'm an artist first before I'm a fan. Like I'm not in Eric's head, but if I'm a punk guy. I'm a punk.
Disagree. You're not being an artist if you're not inspired by art somewhere as a fan. It's like I'm not playing guitar if I haven't first heard something I like, and I want to do that. I want to use that instrument to create a sound like that. You know. So
I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom.
No, you're fine.
Artist, okay. Now, for me, I don't like getting people's inspirations. Like I don't I don't have many inspirations like that, but it's just more or less like, I don't know, fam. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, let's keep going.
Oh, my bad. Running back. I closed out of it by accident.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Oh boy. Let me just share the screen real quick.
Fans first. Number one, the fans first. Like, I'm a fan before I'm an artist. With rap, it's not even the other way around. Usually it's I'm an artist. And that's it. I'm not a fan. You know, I'm not even trying to listen. Like, I will, and I know a lot of people can you know, vouch for this because they do it themselves. I will sit and go to certain channels and I will sit and just listen to bands, local bands. I will sit and just I will spend hours and hours at a time of just listening to local bands that I've never heard of, that I see them on, I see they got a music video, I go listen to. You know what I mean? But the biggest difference is just, as I said, they're fans first. So because they're fans first, the attitude is that, all right, well, you're doing this, so you're going to be better than me. That's never the attitude. And metal is so, and punk is so diverse, so where that's cool. Like, you got guys that do a lot of singing. They heavy, and they might do a lot of singing. And you got guys that do a lot of screaming. You know?
I mean, to me, it's like more or less of a, like, what genre are you talking about? Because punk is like, there are so many punk. There's fast punk. There's grunge rock, which is like a subsidiary of punk. There's shoegaze. There's screamo. There's emo. There are so many punk. There's so many punks out there. So it's like more or less like, what are you?
Eric is a punk.
You know?
You're correct.
I mean, but it's diverse. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, everybody's a fan. You know what I mean? They're a fan first, as opposed to rap. They hear somebody rapping, they're like,
And then they're competition.
Competition. That's exactly what's going on. So they get envious.
Everybody's the best rapper.
Exactly. And everybody's trying to prove that they're the best rapper, as opposed to hearing something somebody did and was like, that went hard. You know what I mean? Yeah, and becoming a fan, like, that's what I do. You know, I hear these other bands, and it's cool because when I was, you know, if I'm on a little tour, or if I'm going to do a show, I always see bands that are on a ticket that I've never heard of. And I will sit there and you will see some of the bigger bands, like even the bigger bands, like you'll see a big vocalist. You go look at videos of some of these metal bands, you'll see a big vocalist and they'll be just sitting there in the back, just listening to this band. That's much smaller than them.
Well, yeah, that's what happens, because if you know anything about, you know, like scouting, right? They scout basically. I mean, this is a East Coast thing. That's what some people do over here. We just see who we're gonna collaborate with next. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, right? My band and a few other bands are up for grabs when it comes to tours, right? Now, you can collaborate with somebody. You can go to them after the show, and you can basically talk to them, but that's not gonna, you know, like, guarantee you a slot in somebody's tour. Right. Most of the time, like, if you're, you know, like, if you're out there, you know, you're playing your gigs and stuff like that, people are in the back listening to you just to see if you are a good set for a tour. Now, what they look at is basically, you know, how the crowd is reacting to your music. If they're not, you know, interested in the music, then they're not interested in touring with you. And it does not matter, you know, if, you know, you have even like a name in the scene. Like, they want to see if they can sell tickets. Okay, if they can sell out a venue. You know, like, I still do it. You know, like, I still, even with my band, I still do it. You know, like, I know that people are in the back listening to us and seeing that, you know, like, we have to put on a good show, you know, because that can be the potential for a make or break. You know what I'm saying? So that there is that. So I mean, again, I don't.
And I feel like that's not happening with the rap, with the brothers. That's not happening. They don't do that. You know, it's more, well, I hear you rapping. I'm going to try to one up you. And that's it. But it might be a friendly competition every now and then with metal. But as I said, ultimately, everybody's a fan. And because everybody's a fan, the last thing we're thinking about, in a lot of sense, as musicians, the last thing we're thinking about is trying to one up them. We're more so like,
Actually, that's not true because we do, as you know, no, I will say this. The last band that I got to meet is called the Invalids. They are a East Philly. They are a South Philly.
For his music and not doing the
bridge the gap between their fans and your fans, and ultimately it ends up helping you anyway. So hating don't get you nowhere.
Okay, so you touched the artist aspect of being a fan, but what about the supporters? Black versus white.
Black versus white. Good question. Supporters. White folk, as you can see, they will get behind it. And they will get behind it in full force and in numbers. That's why behind it. Like they will go to the shows, they will buy the merch of a band and things like that, as opposed to the black folk. They
all right, so I don't know what the hell.
So he has discovered that whites are the majority of the American population. Despite being such a tiny percent, black people are responsible for about 80% of rap sales.
Yeah. I was wondering if he's going to say anything interesting
from their
to apply
to black YouTubers. Does that mean the black audience is hating on black YouTubers per se? Could you make that argument?
Usually in numbers, sometimes, most of the time, they're going to do more. But you, from a support aspect, if I say do 500, say if I do a show and it's 1,000 people in my rap venue and 1,000 people at my rock venue. So the rock deal is just going to be a lot more. It just feels a lot.
Not one thing from South by Southwest. You know what I'm saying? And South by Southwest is the biggest punk festival in Texas. So I'm just saying, like everybody wants to play South by Southwest. All right, I'm just saying, I know the Texas scene. This is some rapping.
So with it, it's your boy, Ghey Rippa, you know what I'm saying? Oak Cliff, Texas represent.
Tie City, come get your peoples.
Man, come on and say cheese, you know what I'm saying? TV. Well, we trying to, say cheese, they reaching out to everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's only right that I got to be a part of it. Shout out to everybody, the DF Dub, Sean Cotton, and you know what I'm saying? Like I say, everybody, I don't care where you're from, Fort Worth, Arlington, Dallas, everybody, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to do it just like this, you know what I'm saying? They say we ain't got bars out here, but we're going to do it like this. Okay. You like Gaddafi. Before I body you, I'm sodomizing your soul. What I'm about to do just to get the truth out of you. No need to say no homo. I'm raping you and your bro. Hating him.
I'm sorry, what? What is it with black people and rape?
Well, the prison population, might be something there. No, well, I mean, kind of. The first part we were watching, or I was reviewing Aquila and Isadora that you might have seen EVS talk about. We were talking about on Katie's stream yesterday, watching EVS talk about video EFAP he did of what's his name? Lunga complaining about EVS not reviewing his book, and he sent it twice, and EVS like, I threw it in the trash. But yeah, we're shooting the breeze, and then this stream popped up, so I had to look into what they're talking about. Rippa, seems they're talking about music mostly with him. What's up, Pike Bishop says, no, he's actually right on this. We don't buy shit.
And then Mr. Ultra Christian here rapping about rape.
You missed us shilling lewd content. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, there's a comic I'm gonna get a guy on. It's called Hell on Hills. The Pitches. American Psycho meets the Kardashians. Sounds funny, and he's a lawyer, a defense lawyer. So it sounds like a very interesting guy to pick his brain, like I like to do, where it's not just comic focused. That's actually boring. If you're just, comics. Yeah, did you read that comic? Fucking, that's gay. Talk to the person. What's his background? Why is he creating? What's his insight?
We would like to know more about this individual.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
No,
All that.
no, not really.
God, you're so white. I love it.
We got boys out here, but we're gonna do it like this. Okay. You like Gaddafi. Before I body you, I'm sodomizing your soul. What I'm about to do just to get the truth out of you. No need to say no homo. I'm raping you and your bro. Hating and faking, no. I just can't take it no more. What is you waiting for, though? So take this photo. I should have been at y'all neck a long time ago. You finna respect this rhyming, though, and affect this domino.
Is it hitting Sly?
God, no, it's
Are you
not.
feeling it? Are you feeling it?
I
Can
already
you feel
don't
it now,
like
Sly?
rap. This is
Sly?
not helping.
Hey, the king said this was
feel it
back when
now?
he had black friends. Oh God! Oh my God! Oh my goodness! Oh, let's continue with this shite
That's
show.
hilarious.
What in the hell?
Panoramic, take that. The sound around it can't last. Your boys like anorexic weight class, a mask. The
Wow.
most overrated, underrated, and y'all just constipated, gassing yourself up, knowing you suck. I heard around town that folk hating, but before the hating is
I'm
an
sorry,
unbearable amount.
is he shooting this behind a Wendy's? Like it just occurred to me, the fucking wall he's standing in front of. That is the fucking Wendy's brick
No need
wall.
to say no homo. I'm raping you and your bro. I saw him.
I'm not saying he doesn't have any rhythm, but the words have no meaning at all.
Well, it just having watched a lot of Eric this year, it's like this isn't really like.
Is he good
rap.
at anything?
It's not really rap. It's just okay. It's more of him just talking with like a little bit of a musical
It seems
rhythm.
like he's trying to freestyle with no music. Okay.
Yeah.
Tower and count to 10 and jump off the ledge and count another 10 seconds and shoot myself in the head before I hit the ground. Hold up.
Do
10
it.
seconds and
Wait,
shoot
someone says
myself
what? Shit.
Let's see here.
and jump off the ledge and count another.
He says, "What the fuck? He going to sodomize my soul? Eric's ghost is gay."
I mean, yeah.
10 seconds and shoot myself in the head before I hit the ground.
Do it.
Someone says, "Lost the fuck out of me after raping you and your bro, because that's a no." This is my no square, Eric.
Maybe he should try stand-up comedy instead.
Hold up, bro. I'm in this hole. We doing, you know what I'm saying? These flows, all I ain't doing, my nigga.
No, I don't know what you're saying,
like
man.
this, okay. Folk got a lot to say. But who really won't change? I ain't saying no names. But folk make no moves and always want to complain. Must be the fame. But that money in the vault. People really want to just hear themselves talk. People still crawling when it's time to walk. Worry about balling and it's their fault. I've never heard so many people blame a government for their own mistakes, not knowing to lick back crap or how politics work anyway. They just sit on the couch, back, and everything coming out their mouth is an act, saying what really sound good on the track. But when it comes to change, they don't do jack.
Oh my God, how long does this go?
Listen to the real shit.
So I would just like to say Mr. ANCAP here just said that if I'm following his lyrics correctly, that the people who suffered under the corona pandemic are responsible and not the governments who shut down their businesses. That's basically what that last line was.
Ghostman King says, "This is right-wing country rap."
Hey. No, it isn't. Rural rap is actually
It's a lot of
okay.
misguidance, glamorizing BS about violence. But how many t-shirts and RIPs is it take to realize we diving?
Woke Eric July.
It's just like that, nigga.
We got a big poetry scene here. He came from them snapping niggas.
Signing the flow out just like that.
Man, Rippa got them fucking bars, man. Okay, so.
Oh my God.
Bars, son.
I don't want to
I'm
keep
good.
hammering it in, but this guy's a
I'm
walking
good.
stereotype.
Nope, we got it.
Rippa, as far as the entertainment in the DFW, like, how do you feel? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people like to talk about how me and you speak our mind on Twitter. So, like, how do you feel about these other guys taking your moves and just the whole Cali movement, everything, man. Like, talk to us.
Yeah. All right, man. First of all, you know what I'm saying? As far as Dallas, man, I feel like the boogie is always good for a lot of people. Hate on the people that, you know, call themselves gangster rappers or whatever. They really hate the dance movement or whatever. That you really got Dallas looked at, whether you hate it or not. It was the only thing that really got Dallas looked at. So you can't knock it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't make no dance songs. I just do the dance. You know what I'm saying? But I can really spit as well. There's a lot of people like that out here. And y'all just gotta understand, man. It's like,
So it said Rippa made me rip off my headphones. Yes.
I want to rip my damn ears off.
No, they had people that were just spitting them bars. They had the Ludacris's and all.
I gotta look this up. What is snapping niggas? What does this mean? Again, I'm mostly white, so.
Well, judging by the basic etymology of the words, it means a black individual who snaps. You see, the joke is I'm white.
So I'm looking up snapping niggas. Let me see. Let me look up snapping niggas meaning. Maybe I'll get some Urban Dictionary.
I don't know. Maybe it's an in joke.
I'm on dictionary.com.
Chat, I would like to apologize for the horrors that you were forced to witness.
Here's an article from 2002. Is the N-word going mainstream? It's from ABC News.
I mean, to be fair, I only say it because of black people. I assume it's some kind of in joke.
It's not as interesting as I expected. I'm not finding snapping niggas though. I don't understand this terminology. Don't understand these two things juxtaposed.
Well, he did make some snapping noises.
He said snapping and not nappy. I'm going straight to hell or getting banned. No, you're not gonna get banned here. Not by me. No, someone repeatedly in this stream the comments like, nope, the South made them snapping niggas. And so I'm assuming this is some sort of like calling someone a hotep or a coon. I'm assuming it's some sort of black derogatory term, but I've never heard this. I don't know if it's supposed to be like an allusion to like Uncle Tom or to like song. What is it? Was it Song of the South? That's the Disney movie, right? It's like skippity doo dah, skippity.
Possibly. Or it's possible we're just overanalyzing it.
But they also had their little step movement going on at the same time. You realize all of them that came up together, you know what I'm saying? Right. And before Dallas even get on, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna take togetherness. And that's why, you know what I'm saying, like I ain't really tripping off, you know, I'm not sour really at all to the people.
He was instigating beef around the city. That's how he got on.
See in Cali, they doing our moves and stuff. I can't really knock it because I think it's a lesson learned because I was part of teaching Matt Doug and stuff. I was the one that, you know, pretty much, you know, green lighted, you know, the whole movement out there, you know, with the boogie stuff. You know what I'm saying? Go research that.
Is he serious right now? He's taking credit for that trend.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I don't want to hear my name in your mouth now, nigga. Now we're going to do some crabs in the barrel. I do not want to hear my name in your mouth no more. You're going to have to explain that on a live stream, huh? Huh, nigga? Yeah, now I challenge you to that. But yeah, let's go, nigga. Come on. All right, I got time for you tonight. But all right. So we're gonna simmer down with the entertainment industry secrets. Now you were talking about something about the music industry.
Date of that video? I think that's from like probably somewhere between 06 to 2012. That's my guess.
I guess people do change as time goes on.
Maybe they're just commenting that he's actually like snapping to keep his beat or something. I don't know, but I'm assuming it's some sort of, given all like the country stuff they're invoking in the comments on this video. I'm assuming this is some sort of illusion.
Well, there are a number of plants that where you harvest them by snapping them. Perhaps something with that.
there. I don't know if you saw that video. There's this video of like some sort of dating show or something where it's like all these like black women are being observed by this black guy. There's like a hostess, and he's supposed to like kind of interview him, whatever. And they're like getting commentary. It's all like live and in front of each other. And it's like, well, what do you think of this guy? He's like, oh, he's from Alabama. And like, this bitch is from Baltimore or New York. So she's snooty and thinks she's like entitled to like fucking Manhattan dinner for a first date. And it's like, oh, I hear about you Alabama people and stuff. And, look that good. And it's like, I mean, you're fine, but you look like you're like 35 or 40. So you kind of put her in her place. But I'm assuming there's like this, just like everywhere, there's like this divide. Like we mainly think of country folk as white people, but there's black country people, and they're different from city black people.
Yes, they're called farm equipment.
God damn it!
Sorry, I had to. You
That's
set
good.
Me up so
That's
well.
good. I'd set myself up for that. That's good. See if they say anything more.
Very interesting in a live stream, and I forget what you were talking about. But I think Tavares said something. Hold on a second. What did he say? He said, "Is the rat beef label manufactured?" That's actually a very interesting question. What say you before I start?
Yeah. I mean, look no further than when Cam and Mace, or not Cam and Mace, but Cam and Jim Jones. Jim wanted to do it, and Cam was like, "That's corny," and then all of a sudden they kind of had and then they,
I mean, most things about like I'm starting to learn that even in TV is like manufactured, half of it. Even like with for her last, because this was when Wendy Williams was kind of, and the guy had to pull us aside and was like, "We're sorry for Miss Williams's like outburst and stuff like that." Oh man. People to that. Actually, nah, you know what? There is something that I did see from Say Cheese. I don't know if you know that
Say Cheese TV?
Yeah, Say Cheese TV.
Yeah.
I was on there. Hold on a second. Let me see. Will I say Cheese TV? There's like two.
I was hoping there'd be more insightful commentary from these guys said just about the music. So I'm a bit disappointed, but it was funny to see them watching Eric's old shit. Anything you want to leave off with, Sony? Because I'm about to get off Call Rookie and probably watch something.
Well, I was gonna say something really, really racist just to end off on, but no. All I have to say is it was fun being here. Hope I can pop in again sometime, and next time I'll probably have a proper avatar and all that set up. One that I can actually show
give you a
people.
recommendation.
So, yeah, thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, it's not a problem, man. It's just I think I've offered before, and you're like, I'm not ready or whatever. So
well, you see, now I have a more private room than the one I did before, where I don't have to worry about people walking in.
Oh, you got roommates?
I'm a loser who still lives with their parents.
Well, how old are you?
I am 25 as of the 23rd.
So you going to school or?
It's been a long series of unfortunate setbacks after unfortunate setbacks. It's not like I've been unemployed my entire life or anything. I have had jobs and all that. It's just I am currently jobless.
Persons without jobs. We got to find, how they got like time blind people. That's a new thing they're trying to make up. People that can't go to work on time. They're time blind. So it's a disability. This is a new thing they're making up.
Look, man, I'm just a straight up loser. I'm trying to get my shit together, but it's taking time.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll talk in DMs, man. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man. Yeah, something out against having you on. It's just I never threw a link out to you because before offering, you're like, so. But yeah.
Well, again, situations changed. So
awesome. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, appreciate y'all coming in. Check out the beginning of this if you want to see my commentary about Isadora and mainly Aquila. Finally read it, and fuck, dude, I want to get those guys on, pick their brain, at least the writer. Love what the artist did. So look forward to that. And yeah, I'll be soon at some point. Got to schedule it. Have the Hell on High Hills Kickstarter guy, a lawyer. So that'll be fun to pick a lawyer's brain about making comics.
I look forward to seeing that. I really do.
Yeah, Thursday, of course, normal scheduled. All American Beef might be earlier to maximize the time on stream, but
Probably a good idea.
We'll have Mint Salad and Riley, young Clippa, on stream with us. Getting wild. Clip and Eric, of course, and whatever shenanigans. Mint's had some drama with a certain individual, a certain creative, that person, that guy, as Eric would say. But thanks for hanging out with me. Impromptu stream. And go check out Katie Did's channel. Is the last place I was at. She had a good stream the other day. We had BTM reviews on there. He's supposed to have me on, I think, Wednesday, actually. So I'll be over at BTM on Wednesday. And yeah, look forward to some Star Wars comic commentary soon as well, time permitting. So take care. See you around. And check out the previous shows, videos, and consider backing the campaign Investigator posters in the description. Talk to you later.
Yeet.